All right, hello, everybody. Yo!
I almost sang the lyrics to the Red Jumpsuit
Oh
Apparatus song.
my god!
Do you feel like
Yeah,
a love?
I was gonna. Oh, who are they gonna copyright? It's a dead. Never mind. You know what? I was gonna
Hey,
say. I was gonna say Styx got me, and they don't play anymore. So
hey. See, you gotta watch out.
yeah, we gotta be careful with these copyrights.
Copyrights.
That was a weird. I'm sorry.
Guys, hello. How's it going, everybody? My name is Justin,
Fuck.
Oh, not Philip.
and watching or listening to episode 479 DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. Obviously, we got 3 people. I'm so happy. Guys, I've been lonely.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'd say I am sorry.
I'm so cold here. That's why I'm wearing the
That's why
jacket.
we have the. That's why we got the official jackets, bro. That's why.
I had 2 thoughts running in my head
Nice.
when I saw you don that on. I was like, 1, that's good, and 2, damn, I gotta put it on too.
This is the first time putting it on the podcast, so yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's
Well,
just.
I got.
Oh, sorry.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say Naya got them to us during the month of October, and
Yeah.
that was like, yeah,
It was during the Halloween thingy.
yeah,
movie night
Halloween
thing.
movie night.
Mm.
which
Dude,
was,
that movie night changed me. 1, because Skinamarink, right? and 2, the 2 Barbarian Bubba.
Hey, oh no, I don't even want to talk about sleepaway camp.
And we don't talk about Sleepaway Camp.
We don't talk about that one. Hey, but I will say that was an interesting roller coaster. We had like down to up to really down to like really up, like really fast. Like it was interesting roller coaster. Last minute planning too. I kind of feel like I need to plan this better, like during September, and then get a specific date again, and then really like stick to it and figure out a better planning schedule. But hey, you know what? For the second annual, it was pretty fine.
Do you have other plans as far as like holiday stuff that you have like at the house? That you kind of like.
I do. I will tell you about one after the podcast. Actually,
Okay.
I was gonna let you in on it.
Okay.
I actually the only reason I bring it up is because I actually planned it 20 minutes before this podcast. So I had not time to actually go out and do it.
Gotcha. Because I was around that time where it's like, oh, I should probably talk about like the whole like Friendsgiving bit, but that could be for afterwards, and also the Christmas gift exchange. Typically, have done that like yearly, but yeah, we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
guys, how you guys doing?
All right.
I'm good. Good. Chill day today.
Nice. It's been an interesting morning. Well, interesting in the sense that this morning I had to jump in for like Comic-Con pre-registration stuff. So if you guys are not familiar with that, people who have already gotten like their badges for Comic-Con for like a prior year, probably the immediate prior year, will have access to jump in and like do it before like a whole mass of people jump in on that one. We were able to secure all our badges, which is it's kind of hit or miss, because I feel like the more people jump in on like Comic-Con, the harder it is to get badges.
Yeah.
But we were able to get our days, so yeah, no, Tanuki represents Comic-Con 2024, somewhere late July next year. So,
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
but yeah, no,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, the night before, and I was kind of worried about it because I was probably gonna be super sleepy, but thankfully I kind of cut off the stream like a little bit prior to that. Otherwise, I would have went all in. But I had a birthday stream where I just went through like a quick like history and like a revisit on some prior games of highlight like in my childhood.
I like that stream idea, by the way. It was really cool. I
Yeah.
liked it. I was there for a little bit, and I must say, first of all, happy belated birthday on that.
Thank you.
And then second of all, that was a very insightful and really cool like stream to see, because I got to it's kind of like a spin on the games that made me, right? Like, but you get to show it live, and you were just like kind of talking about reminiscing the little things.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was a different experience for me because it's one of those things where like each person gets a different value from like whatever thing they watch or play. And for me, it's like just opening up Mega Man 6 and like going to Blizzman stage, hearing like the very first few notes, you're like, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
And also just kind of remembering things you've forgotten about it. Like Sonic Advance had like that crazy like Zone 2 like track, and I was like, oh my god, I don't remember this anymore.
Oh, yo, Zone 2 is a banger.
Mm,
Actually, that game has a couple of good bangers.
mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super cool. If I can remember exactly like what I had like listed off, obviously Mega Man 6 was like the starting off point. Game Boy was like Pokemon Silver.
Mm,
Um, Game Boy Advance was Sonic Advance, and then I think we jumped over to like GameCube, and I just played Thousand Year Door because that's like whew. There's a lot of good ones on GameCube, but like that one's the most memorable for me.
yeah.
And then I think I jumped over to like Nintendo DS actually, and then that was Pokemon Pearl. Because of my filming setup, I just skipped over to 3DS as well with Fire Emblem Awakening. Um,
Nice.
and then I pretty much just jumped into I think Xbox like 360. And that was actually Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata, dude, that game is so good.
I don't have my saves on that one, so I was like, oh no, but it was
Oh,
also
were you
like,
playing compatible?
yeah, backwards compatible, yeah. It
Did
was
it have any
like
of your save data?
it did not have any of the save data on the clouds. That stuff is probably like on a hard drive somewhere. But that's okay. I only just
Dude.
had the dragon guy. Miss
Oh my
him.
god. Oh, only.
Just
Only one of
only.
the like late game
Late,
like
late,
animals.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing to revisit because, like, oh yeah, that was a thing where it's like they pretty much have like taken like animal watching and like animal life and replaced the violence and gore with some violence but candy with
It's
piatas.
kind of like a puzzle game, right? Like you have to really figure out and like how to interact with the animals, make sure that everything like have them mate
Hmm.
and then have them killed off, and but it has to be in specific orders and specific like details. It can't just be oh, this has to eat that. No, it's like this has to eat that after this happens and then this happens.
I
Yeah.
think so. It gets like prerequisites for like them staying as residents slash romancing like starts to get a little bit more complex.
Hmm.
Um, I just remember that sometimes the ruffians, the guys who just kind of like go in and
Yeah.
interfere with your stuff, that was like a big problem until I was able to like get those totem items to like keep them away, and then it all just kind of falls down to like whatever like pinata rivalries like are there and existent.
I had a so I was playing that game via the I have the 360 copy. I've always had it, but
Yeah, yeah.
I was playing it again via replay, and so I was like, okay, I just had it on my Xbox One at the time. I had the VCR model, so I was just kind of playing it, and then Katrina, my wife, was walking by, and she goes, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's Viva Pinata. Do you want to try it?" And like, we couldn't put that game down. It was so good. And then at the
Hmm.
time, my old roommate was like, "The game looks dumb. Like, there's no way." And I was like, "Doc, you have Rare Replay. Try it. I bet you're gonna like it." All right. Went to bed. I'm waking up. It's 7 in the morning. I had a bad day. I had a bad night. I woke up. I was making coffee, and I'm hearing Viva Pinata in my head, and I'm like, "No, there's no way. It's just in my head. I hear it." And I like knock on my roommate's room, and I'm like, "Hey, are you up right now?" And he's just like, "I've been up all night.
Bruh.
I've been playing Viva Pinata."
Viva pinata filled with fun.
And I was like, "You're farther than me." And he was just like, "It's so good. Why has nobody told me about this game?" And I was like, "Well, then I don't want to tell you about the sequel."
I actually haven't played Trouble in Paradise actually, so it's like one of
uh,
those things where like it's been there.
it's essentially the same kind of game with 3 different biomes.
Cool. That's cool. Cool.
So you get a bunch of new different style animals and new prerequisites and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Good game
it's
though.
aesthetically and like art style wise, like it still looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the controls are a little janky because I realized that like, oh, I can't just move around with like the map, like look around with like a right stick and just move around. It's like it's all left stick. It's all left stick. It's like, oh man, this reminds me of the Harry Potter on PC.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Are you talking about Sorcerer's Stone?
Yeah.
Dude, I
Flipendo.
I also played that on PC back in the day.
Ooh.
No way. Hold on. That's the really, really bad one with the tank controls and shit, right?
Yeah.
I beat that game when I was younger. I don't know how.
I forgot. Like, well, yeah, I did play. I don't even remember how to beat the final boss, but I guess I did
I
at some point.
I have a vivid memory of like the really bad, like crazy part at the towards the end of the chess part.
Hmm.
Yeah, that part sucks.
Yeah,
I
damn.
don't know how I did it. I played it with a keyboard and mouse. I did. I don't know how I did it when I was younger.
Hmm. So, oops. Yeah, some crazy memories. And then I plan to actually like play up into like modern games and whatnot, but I decided to stop there because it was getting pretty late. But I would have crossed that boundary with like PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. I was having some trouble like distinguishing like things on like Xbox platforms because like, oh, which one would I categorize? But I guess it's just whatever I play on that platform. So, but then I was like, oh wait, Sea of Thieves was on Xbox One, and that's how I initially like played that. So I'll put that down. Minecraft for Xbox One, and then Series X, I'd probably be like, oh, Elden Ring was like one that I really like playing, and then Scarlet Nexus.
I would love to do a games that made me style thing too. That'd be cool. But
Mm.
maybe my problem with me is like I'm me, so like there's a ton of
There's a lot. Like,
games.
how do you even like subdivide all that?
And then there's some I can't even play like or do anything with because like I guess like for one of mine that I was thinking about, it's definitely like Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Ooh, but yeah, that's kind of.
And I can't really show that off because
Not
copyright
anymore.
laws.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess you can mute the audio,
yeah, I
and
can do footage, but I
yeah,
can't actually like
you can't play
play the
it.
audio. Yeah,
Right, I get you. I
because
get you.
those like really defined a lot of my like high school years.
Those are really cool, though. Yeah.
I love them both for very different reasons. I think Rock Band is like the best in terms of like an actual party. Like if you have a party and Rock Band is so inviting for like anybody to just jump in and just play a song together.
Oh.
But Guitar Hero is the best when it comes to skill level.
Hmm.
Like when you want to actually just do two guitars, pro face off, and you're sitting there and you're just trying to beat the other opponent by like being better. Ace.
Oh, dude. Okay, real quick tangent and joke. And I was playing through Spider-Man like the other
Oh
night.
no.
Um, and I've noticed there's a lot of mini games involved when you're not Spider-Manning. There's a bit with Miles, and he's just like in Mysterio's like little bit, and he's like
Oh,
playing the
one of the
DJ.
Mysteriums.
Yeah, and he's playing DJ, and I was like,
Oh
bro,
my!
DJ Hero 3 looks kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie.
The DJ Hero reference. Have you played DJ Hero?
I have.
Oh man, I think I
It's
played
pretty
it like
sick.
once.
DJ Hero 2, like bring that to a
I
party.
want to. I gotta pick those. I gotta pick. I want to pick up back my rhythm games. At least the Guitar Heroes. I think it's a lot harder to pick up all the Rock Bands again.
Mm.
Um, Also because I feel like the ship has sailed on like trying to. The one of the biggest reasons why I always lean towards Rock Band more
Mm.
was because you were able to export the music.
Oh,
And
really?
so by
Mm.
Rock Band 3, I just had this library of songs. I'm talking like over 400 tracks to play through.
Oh my god.
And it's because I was able to export Rock Band 1, 2, Lego Rock Band, 3. I was able to export like a bunch of the track packs like AC/DC Live.
Crazy.
And so like it was just all there. It was all conveniently just there. And so we didn't have to change discs or nothing. We were just playing the tracks as is.
I think we were able to do that with Guitar Hero, but it was like one of the latter ones.
Mm-hmm. They started doing it as well, but it wasn't like you couldn't do it through the whole series,
Oh yeah.
right? The one exception to Rock Band, and it's again, this is also why I kind of hold Rock Band to a closer heart than Guitar Hero. The
Mhm.
one exception to Rock Band that you couldn't export, it's the one game.
Mm.
It's the Beatles Rock Band.
Ooh. Damn.
And that's because that game one it has like legitimate special visuals going on in the background,
Mm.
and two, copyright laws. That you ain't gonna play Beatles if it's not Beatles on the screen. I'm just saying.
Fair.
That's not how that works.
All right. All right.
But like the Beatles is my favorite band, so I was like, oh, they made a game on it, and that was it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, no, that was the birthday stream, and I guess I'll be spending the next like today and then tomorrow just kind of do some celebrations. I got Monday off in exchange for like
Works.
Friday,
Hell yeah.
so Yeah, it'll just be a fun time. Hoping, I mean, I won't go. I'm not gonna put pressure on you guys, but I hope to hang out with you guys at some point. But if it just works.
No, not just...
No.
This is as good as you're gonna get, dog.
I will remember.
Mark, come on, hang out.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. Like no big deal. Just instant transmission over here.
Yeah.
In an hour. Oh, in an hour, what I'm gonna be doing is I gotta go to meet my wedding photographer at dinner.
So you're saying you won't hang out with me?
I'm saying I will. I can when I get back.
The way you enunciated that, I thought you said beat and not meat. And I was like, what are you talking about, Mark? You can't be doing that.
Oh.
Huh?
Just beat it.
Oh, that's cool though. How's the wedding planning going, by the way, Mark?
It's going fine. We've had to change plans a little bit, but we're piecing it all back together.
That always happens.
Damn.
It's never going to go as planned.
A little piece at a time.
Yep. It's always have a backup plan just in case. Because there are going to be things that happen, and then it becomes even more nervous by the time the wedding actually happens because you got to make sure everything's on point. It sucks, trust me.
True.
Don't mind me, I'm just messing with my hair over here. It's been feeling really weird since like waking up. I was like, I've been messing with it since having to wait for those like Comic-Con like virtual lines. But yeah.
What have we been playing this week so far?
Let's see. Well, I've still been playing through Trails in the Sky SC. That is just taking a while. So much.
Yeah,
so,
I think.
Yeah.
I think Trails in the Sky SC is where it starts to get long.
I feel like
it's good long.
Yeah, but like I'm starting to get into like later games, so things are pretty well paced otherwise. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it regardless. So it's not a slugfest on that one.
How do you like it more than one?
I would definitely say so, in the sense that you have a consistent party of 4 instead of just 2, and then one comes in, then leaves for story reasons. But it's a nice introduction, though. And like 2 is like you already know the layout of the land. It's just about like building an appropriate party and like slowly leveling up here and there.
Nice. Mark, what have you been playing?
Well, since my Game Pass is currently expired, I have been going on this recent string of finishing up Pokemon games that I never got the chance to finish.
Let's go.
Which one are you on right now?
Sun.
Okay. 7th gen. How you liking it? Good. Yeah, I like Sun. It was fine.
I actually love
wouldn't
Gen
say
7.
It's my favorite, but it's good.
I think that one ends up having a lot of some pretty notable Pokemon that just have like stats that are like super high in one, super low in everything else. So I love that gen.
Got some good designs.
Yeah, that too.
I dare say I like the designs in Gen 7 more than Gen 8. So.
No, that's fair.
But then Scarlet and Violet has some pretty damn good designs. So I'm not even gonna be mad. I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
No, I probably, God, Pokemon and me such have a rocky relationship. I really want to sit down and play through the ones I haven't beaten yet. I can't get myself to do it. I need to play through Scarlet and Violet. I need to. I know it's not like amazing, but I need to.
Right.
I know it's good. I know it is. I'm not going to judge it based on that. I just need to actually play it. Like, I've dabbled enough in it to know it's good. I just haven't sat down to really enjoy it. And that's on me because I always get sidetracked with other things and then it just...
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like when I had the time playing through like Violet, it was really about me being drawn into every new like corner of the environment and checking what mons are there, seeing if I can register that on my Pokedex real quick. And then the fact is I can really just skip trainer battles. That was a big thing because I didn't really care for them.
Like this year, I feel I've been more committed to finishing a game. And so like, I definitely like stayed focused. Like for instance, like Final Fantasy 16, whenever I got the chance, that's all I played. I tried. Right now, it's Spider-Man 2 slash Sonic Superstars because I finished the main story on stream for Sonic Superstars, but there's still another story. And then when you beat that, there's a third part. And I'm like, are you serious? So I don't want to just end it and give a final review for it just yet until I beat it.
Fair.
So thankfully, I'm not doing that on stream, so I'm not limited to stream time for it. What I am sad about is I knew it was gonna bite me in the ass, is that I put Mario Wonder as my stream game, and I haven't been able to stream all week due to like so many things happening this week. So I haven't played Mario Wonder this week, and it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. But I have been playing Spider-Man.
Cool.
I have been making progress. I am a person that does all the side missions I can. And
That's
then
fair.
progress the story. So right now I just got all the spider bots with Peter, and apparently the Mysteriums are exclusive to Miles, and I didn't know that. So the Mysteriums have been there for a while. And I just didn't see them pop up because I wasn't playing as Miles at the time. I had been playing a good amount of the game as Miles. So I was like, let me change to Peter right now.
That's fair.
So now I'm doing the Mysteriums. And those are essentially the replacements for the Taskmaster stuff in the first game. Because they're graded, there's like gold. I need to get gold. I'm gonna get gold on every single one of those.
I feel you on that one. Are you playing on just a normal difficulty, or is it like amazing? Oh, okay.
Normal. I'm a person who thinks if there's a normal mode, that is how the game is meant to play.
Fair enough. I know that Nai's playing on amazing difficulties, so I see damage spuns. Damage spuns, dude.
This is the same guy who played Breath of the Wild on Master. He can I ain't doing that. I ain't about that life, dog. I'm sorry. Like if I would be if I'm like really in love with the game and I can revisit it all the time.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, maybe I want to play it a little differently, and I might bump up the difficulty. But as it stands, like first time playthroughs, I just like playing normal. Easy's a little too easy, but normal is like all right.
That's how it should be played for the most part. And then you have like the Souls games, which is like, just go.
Except for Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 normal mode is technically easy mode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's because I think there's very specific like things you have to look up. Mega Man 2's normal mode was added later as a oh hey, let's make this easier. So Mega Man 2 hard mode is the original game.
That's wild, dude.
And then also Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn has an issue with that too. So for us in America, it's casual, normal, and hard. Okay, that's translated wrong. Because there usually is casual, normal, hard. That's actually translated completely wrong for us. Because in Japan, it's normal, hard, and what's the hardest one? Critical? Or not critical, but
they've changed the wording, so I really wouldn't know actually.
Yeah. But it's the hardest difficulty. So technically, when you're playing normal for us, it's hard mode, and nobody knows that. So that is the one game I'll change to casual because that is the normal mode. Because it's translated wrong for us on the Wii, which I don't know how that let that slip by.
I think I finally drew that line for like what's like understanding what like harder difficulty in games can be and what they can offer as far as like a good gaming experience versus things that are just meant to be very difficult. And that was Lunatic Plus on Fire Emblem Awakening.
Lunatic, that's what it's called. Thank you.
I guess it was Lunatic because I know
Lunatic.
From like 3 houses and later it became maddening mode.
But technically it's Lunatic.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's why games like Demon Souls or like the Soul series is really cool because it's got that Castlevania style design where it's like, no, the game is just difficult. You just have to learn how to get through it.
Yeah.
There's no difficulty options.
You gotta get good.
Like you're going in.
I really gotta play the other Souls game. I really gotta play through more of them.
I gotta actually finish a Souls game, so there's that.
Damn, dude. I played the OG like 360 like Dark Souls 1 because it was just part of like what was it, Dark Souls 3's like copy that I got from like Bandai Namco, but Yeah, I didn't really get too far. I think I got
Yeah.
lost, so that was the only thing. But now I got the remasters. Like, oh, I should probably just jump in on that now. Yeah, they're just waiting to be finished.
Mm-hmm.
But
What's the since
what's?
Mark's here and he's gonna leave first later.
Oh yeah. I'm
Mark, did you
Hey.
watch the trailer to Marvel's Echo?
I have not watched Echo's trailer yet.
Dog. You know how like I saw a meme earlier and it perfectly accurately describes this. It was a meme that was like the hard urge to resist is not to say that we're back after 20 minutes saying that we're gone.
I know the feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people have been hating on the MCU stuff lately, and it's been a mess essentially. Echo looks incredible.
Loki's been good.
You know what? For as good as I am at keeping up, I haven't been keeping up. I haven't even started Loki.
Same here, but I'm falling
Me and
behind
Judy
all
have been
fronts.
watching it. It's been. I think it's been good.
Yeah, I need to actually sit down and have a day to just kind of binge and just kind of finish things. Like I haven't finished Ahsoka.
Damn.
I still need to. I just need to watch Ahsoka. I've been behind on that.
Yeah. Me
Well, we
too.
started it and just never finished it. Like we finished Secret Invasion, then we went right into Ahsoka, and then it was. I just never.
I heard Ahsoka was really good.
I heard it was good too. I need to keep going. I need to catch up with the Marvel and Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, things just happen.
October is like my busiest month of like doing things like other than just I'm deep into overtime. I'm trying to work through being tired to get stream done and do some other things. Every weekend is planned out. There's not a single weekend I have off to do anything. Like this is the first weekend I've had in 4 or 5 weeks that I have nothing to do. Finally, thank God. Which isn't even true. I think I'm doing something tomorrow morning. So there's that. But still, the point is, I need to catch up. I need to sit down with Katrina. We need to finally finish these. But Loki's one I want to watch really bad. But I will say, Echo did get delayed into January. It was supposed to come out this month.
Oh, okay.
And it is also
delayed 2 months.
Yeah, just about 2 months. But it's also dropping all episodes in the first day.
Oh my God.
Now, the craziest revelation
sense.
about the trailer. All right, first of all, let me describe you the quick trailer.
Okay.
The entire trailer is narrated by Wilson Fisk.
Gotcha.
Who is being played by Vincent D'Onofrio. I forgot how to pronounce his last name, but it's Vincent. It is our Kingpin, as it should be. And it is a continuation from the story arc in Hawkeye, where he gets shot in the eye. There's a quick snippet of Daredevil, but he's not the main focus. That's good. I like how he's not like a big like tease at the end of it. He's just quick snippet. You blink him and you miss. Like if you blink, you miss it.
I see.
But he's there. Charlie Cox's Daredevil is there.
It'll probably lead into his show afterwards.
It's supposed to. It's supposed to. But I love the look of it. And then when I saw Wilson Fisk like slam the dude through the trash can, and there's like a bunch of blood on his hand, I was like, "Hey, yo, wait a minute. That's kind of violent for a Marvel show, like on Disney Plus." And then there's another scene where like quick, boom, right through the dude's head, and you can see the bullet hole. And I'm like,
ooh.
Hey, yo. The biggest revelation is at the end of the trailer. It says, "Set your parental guidance to TVMA."
Oh.
And I'm like,
ooh.
The first MCU show, live action MCU, to be rated R. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. You cannot have Wilson Fisk in a Marvel show without it being rated R. That's just not possible. Hawkeye gets away with it because he's in one episode. That's it.
Yeah.
I am super down for this. It feels and matches the vibes of the Netflix shows, like the Daredevil and the Punisher and stuff like that. It matches that vibe. That's all I wanted.
The Punisher was brutal.
The Punisher was crazy. Season 1 was wild. I still need to watch season 2.
All right, so they're probably also gonna bring that back at some point.
Oh, dude! Oh my God! If he doesn't show up in either Daredevil or Echo, I'm pretty sure he has to be. Like he's coming back.
And if the same probably goes for Luke Cage.
I think so too.
Luke Cage
And you
had a
know
good
what?
first season.
And you know what? Season 2 wasn't bad. I
I
think
haven't seen season 2. I watched season 1.
season 2 is actually pretty good. But the thing about season 2 is it gets kind of really twisty towards the end, like automatic twist by the end of every episode. You're like, what the?
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah, sweet Christmas. I will say,
It's a lot.
I finished season 1 of Iron Fist, and it was not as bad as everyone says it is. It's not amazing,
It's not
but it's not
superb.
bad.
Okay.
No, I think where people start like destroying Iron Fist is season 2, and I'm scared to watch it.
Which is funny because a lot of people said season 2 was better.
Man, I guess I'm about to find out soon
I
because
guess
that's the next
yeah.
one on my Netflix like series watch.
Yeah, you'll just have to like see what people find like very appealing versus what is actually the problem.
Yeah, because I
Meanwhile,
thought season 1 was fine.
Meanwhile, everybody loved every single season of Daredevil.
Oh, dude, season 1 Daredevil S tier. Season 2, I think is A tier, but it is really good. I think there's some flaws in it, but I still think it's really good. I haven't seen season 3 yet, but I heard it's also S tier. So I was like,
Yeah, they handled Daredevil really well.
I thought Daredevil was handled really well. I thought Punisher was handled extremely well. That show,
Punisher was very well done.
that was so good. Punisher was incredible. I also finished the one season that exists of the Defenders. That was cool. Wasn't bad.
Defenders was cool.
Yeah.
Was there really only one season?
They only did one season. So the Defenders seasons were meant to be the end of everybody's arcs and then split off again. So they ended everyone's arcs with season 1, and then that created new arcs for all the other seasons to happen.
Okay.
So if you look up, I have the list on my phone, but there's a way to watch everything where everything makes sense.
I was gonna say it's also. I think that was also right before Disney said, "No, we do this now."
No, actually, they pulled the plug on Jessica Jones right after Jessica Jones season 3.
Ooh.
That's when they pulled the plug.
Yeah.
No
So-
more.
They said, "We'll be
No
taking
more.
these."
Yeah, they literally said that sucks because right after season 3 of Jessica Jones was supposed to be season 2 of the Defenders.
Ah, that's probably what happened.
Yep. Which speaking of which, Jessica Jones is really good too. I should not.
Jessica Jones is really good.
It's really good. Season 1 is pretty S tier as well. I liked it a lot. Season 2 is it's A tier. I think the weird thing about her mother showing up is kind of whatever. But I think season 2 is still good.
All right.
Yeah. I like it. It's good stuff. David Tennant is incredible as the Purple Man, by the way. He's the dude who plays one of the doctors in Doctor Who. Let me just say, he's really, really like messed up and creepy in season 1 of Jessica Jones. So like, it's just he's a bad dude. He's a bad dude. Not a good guy at all. Like he's the definition of a villain. You know, making Jessica have PTSD is really bad.
That's terrible.
Oh, it's bad. It's got some very adult themes, definitely not for kids. So, oh yeah.
Gotcha. There's a lot to catch up on, but yeah.
I wanted to bring up Echo because it looks really good, and I'm excited once again to just sit down and watch Echo. It looks so good.
A lot of people have been really hyping up the trailer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only Marvel thing related as far as the shows?
Marvel Spotlight apparently is a thing that just got announced today.
Really? What's that about?
Apparently, it's going to be the new logo for when they have to do shows and MCU content that are street level based, essentially.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's like street level.
Street level, so like it's not like a world like the threat is worldwide. Yeah,
it's not Avengers threat level.
Exactly. So it's essentially what we just talked about: Echo, Daredevil, stuff like that's going to be under that banner.
Yeah. You feel like Spider-Man will be like kind of a part of it, but it always gets a little escalated in between those levels.
It depends. I mean, if we're talking about the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, it definitely shows that it's going to be back to street level basics with him.
True. Oh my god, what if they actually did like episodic like Spider-Man live action?
No, please don't. Just make it a movie.
All right. There goes my idea.
Don't work at Disney.
I think you're gonna need the movies for that one.
That's true.
Don't work at Disney. Don't work at Disney, dog.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
Pixar maybe, but don't worry.
Let's just keep it to video games instead.
Yeah. Let's keep it to video games. It's fine.
Give me the Spider-Man 2 remake. The Spider-Man 2 remake.
The Spider-Man 2.
Recast recast Tobey Maguire again.
Two Spider the Man?
2 Spider, 2 Man.
Hey, Man 2.
The Spider and the Man Tokyo Drift.
Whoa.
Tokyo Drift.
Boom, 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 boom.
Bing, 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 bing.
That song goes hard. I'm just saying.
Honestly, there's a few times in Sea of Thieves where I need that song going because Justin can attest to this. I drifted that shit and it missed the island by like a centimeter.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah.
We need a little bit more like ships drifting as like a thing.
Some real Mario Kart ass like drifting.
Forget about like nuance, like over the top, like flipping and then turning the pistol to shoot somebody. Let's go with drifting ships instead.
Whoa!
We hit the anchor. I kept that wheel in position. Boat said flew around. Quite literally, it's like I could have touched a blade of grass. I was that close.
I think Star Wars needs to like adapt like drifting, but I can't imagine them trying to do it in space because it's like, what are you drifting for?
Good God.
Mendo drift.
Hey, wait a minute. You can drift in pod racing.
That is true. That
episode. I have episode 1 racer on 64 and Switch. I know you can drift.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I can see that.
I also have Racer Revenge. Nobody talks about Racer Revenge. Don't worry about it.
That reminds me.
Let's not talk about Racer Revenge.
Small thing in regards to Halloween, actually. There was a video that's been spreading like for the past couple like days, or at least during Halloween, where it was like this guy who dressed up as like Mando with the kid, and it was like on this bike that looks like it was hovering, but the way they do is just have like these like reflectors at the very base of like the wheel.
Oh, okay.
To make that work. And I remember seeing that like maybe a year or so ago, same idea. But yeah, that just kind of popped up.
Was the kid Grogu?
Yeah, it was Grogu, probably.
Of course.
Good
Good costume choice.
How was your guys' Halloween as well? I don't think I ever really got to check in with you guys since
it was
then.
this week, yeah.
It's fun.
It's fine.
Mine was fun. It was cool.
That's good to hear.
Nothing really going on. Kind of just chill time.
Same here, to be honest.
Halloween is fun for me. I always usually go to a friend's house, and this year we didn't get to end up putting up the projector because the winds in our area was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty windy this year, so no projectors. But typically what happens is we go to the house, we have the front lawn set up for like our lawn chairs. We have some beers ready to go, some candies to give out to everybody who walks by.
Cool.
And we have a projector going, and we all just pick random horror movies, like, and we just start playing them. Whether they be rated R or beyond, that's not on us to decide. But it starts playing. Yeah, I really wanted to do VHS 85 this year, and so, but yeah, projector, no.
Yeah, it couldn't work this time.
Last year, Anaya picked it was Anaya who picked like a very like everyone was like, oh, that sounds dumb. There's no way this is gonna be good. And we were all like, like it was like intense.
Cool.
It was like I don't remember the name, but it was about a dude who's a preacher, but he's faking being a preacher on a stream. It's based on streams, so like he's streaming quote unquote exorcisms.
Gotcha.
But one of them goes horribly wrong, but he's not a real preacher. He's just doing it for like
money and whatnot.
Yeah. And one of them goes completely wrong, and it's like essentially like if the stream cuts, they all die. And everyone was like, "No, that description sucks. There's no way this is gonna be good."
It ended up actually being pretty
good.
engaging.
It was really good. Yeah. We were all on the edge of our seats. We were just like, someone's like, "Trick or treat." I was like, "Hey, kid, shut up, dog. We're trying to watch this."
Here's some money.
Just go. No, because the reason why we do that is because our favorite part is when people walk by and everyone's like, "Oh wow, look at this," and then they just start a crowd. We're just watching the movie.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's fun.
I see that.
It's fun. We're the fun people at Halloween. We got like the Yeah.
Have you ever tried that with video games too?
Man,
I think that might get kind of crazy.
like a whole horror, like Halloween, like video game stuff. That'd be
That'd
interesting.
be interesting too. But I guess in general too.
It just in general might be interesting. Maybe not in my neighborhood, but
Maybe not Smash Brothers either.
mm-mm.
Maybe like Mario Kart. Maybe Mario Party.
Yeah, you can get away with those.
Mm.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's
Cool.
fun. It was fun. But this year again, no win. So we were just chilling. We were just hanging out. We still did the normal, some drinks and beers, pass some candy around. It was
Gotcha.
fun. My favorite costumes this year was a kid dressed as Guy Fieri.
That's so funny.
And
Beg your pardon?
oh yeah, he was dressed as Guy Fieri, and he said, "Can I get some trick or treat in Flavor Town, brother?" And I was like, "Man, you." And we handed, and it was my turn to hand out candy, so I just went,
I'm gonna need him to keep that costume on if he does anything with his lady that night.
"Yep." He's a kid, dog. What are you talking about?
He can bring him back.
Because
Nah, it's
Phil,
1040. We got him. I
that
repeat,
way,
1040. We got him. I repeat.
because Phil, that way, if he does anything with his lady, he can say, first of all, the flavor's gangster.
The flavor skins. And then I had a car pull up, and it was this like teenage girl, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's a wedding dress, nothing original." And she starts like bending her head. She's like down the street, mind you. She's bending her head. She's yelling and she's crying.
Whoa.
She's saying in Spanish, obviously, because it's like Llorona, but she's saying like, "My kids, my family, they're God." And then she pulls up the veil, and it's just like dead. Like
Oh.
and I was like, that was a sick costume, kid. I was like, here, take all these candies. Also, we were the cool house. We gave out candy and we were giving out the trick or treat Pokemon cards.
Ooh.
I was like, was she acting? Was she
acting.
drunk?
She was acting.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know what that's from, but man, dude.
La Llorona, it's a old Mexican like horror tale.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. It's about like her kids drowning in the water and then like some other things. Yeah, I can't explain it right now. The point is, it's good.
That's good. That's good.
I was like, that was a good costume. But oh yeah, we were handing out Pokemon cards and people brought excessive amounts of it, so we were handing out like 4 or 5 packs at a time. We were just like,
Jeez.
yo, we were the fun house.
I should have been
Just
there.
said, man, I should have came.
I know, like I should have been there, bro.
Yeah, because people bought like the big old trick or treat card packs.
Yeah.
And so we were just like, and you have no idea how many kids we made their day with. Like we gave them candy, and we're just like 1 or 2. We just, here you go, handfuls, and then we gave them Pokemon cards. And they're like, "What is that?" And they pulled out, they're like, "Pokemon cards," and they were freaking out. It was awesome.
Pokemon cards.
That's where the money is.
Phil was that house that gives out king size Hershey bars with Pokemon cards.
Hey, you wouldn't have any spares, would you?
Nah, I don't think so. Actually,
I guarantee you, all those are gone.
Probably.
I wore this jacket that night. My costume was struggling streamer. So,
Jeez.
You know
I mean,
funny?
it's surreal.
it's the real costume.
Back when I was in, I think it was my senior year of high school.
No, one.
Like, my mom wanted to go to Krispy Kreme, and like they were doing like, if you have a costume, you get some free donuts. You want to know what I was wearing?
Mark,
I thought it was on the spot. I was wearing jeans, some shoes, and a white hoodie.
I mean,
so I was like, I'm Desmond Miles.
I'm Desmond Miles.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
Could have said Slim Shady, and it would have been more appropriate.
My name is
Shady.
Bum, 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 bum,
Like I was like, character, white. I was like, what do I have on? Jeans,
You
white hoodie. I'm Desmond Miles.
I have the Assassin's Creed shoes. Like I don't know why I have those, but they're like the ones produced by Nike. They have the assassin symbol and everything. I don't know why I have them. I never wear them because they're white and I don't want to like.
Right.
But like one day I'm gonna wear them. Maybe to like TwitchCon or like a convention.
Ooh. Okay.
In the jacket and match the drip. We'll see. We'll see.
That's pretty dope.
I still got my Brock costume. It's actually pretty simplistic.
You have a Brock costume?
What the fuck? I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry.
You have a Brock costume?
I do, yes. It's pretty simplistic to start up. So
I was gonna say, wait a minute. Do you just walk around with your eyes closed to look like Brock?
no, because I wouldn't be able to see people's reactions, obviously.
I was gonna say because Brock has those like stereotypically like
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
Batman can't see.
Yeah,
Again, so does
no,
Bulma's mom.
yeah, but like his wear back in like OG seasons were pretty straightforward. So I think I still have all the like specific like things of clothing to work with. The
Even
really,
when Brock does open his eyes, he only has like 2 black beads.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I guess like if I had to dress up, it'd have to be something like a little bit more casual.
I was gonna say, do you want to do pickups?
Sure.
Want to talk about those? Or you want to talk about those Nintendo imports first?
Yeah, let's talk about the imports first.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure you brought it up last week, but Mario Party 3 was added to NSO last week.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. You, me, and I played a game of it, and I was very, very bad.
He was upset. I understand.
He got totally Mario Partied.
You just got Mario Partied.
He was not.
So you can totally Mario Party them.
Dude, yeah, send this to your friends to totally Mario Party them. He had 0 stars and 0 coins by the end of the game, Mark.
I could have overtaken, but
he was not a happy camper.
Yeah,
we're just bullying this man.
We absolutely bullied him, but didn't you win, Justin? Or was it me?
No, you won by landslide.
Oh, that's right. Because I stole his star. The 1 star he had. The 1 star he actually had somebody. No, you stole it.
No. I think what happens is I got one lucky, and I got mine stolen, and then I got another.
Anaya finally got a star, and then someone took it. It was the only star he worked for.
I could have sworn he had the 1 star still, but there was a lot of stealing that ended up happening.
There's a lot of chance time.
Yeah, chance time nonsense actually happened.
Yep. But it was fun. I love it. Mario Party 3 is my favorite Mario Party game of all time. So I was really happy to have it finally on there. It's the most nostalgic one for me too. I played it a lot when I was a kid.
Aye.
But the reason I bring that up is because I think Nintendo's finally being very consistent with NSO updates, like adding to games to these apps. And it's like I said like a long time ago. If they had all these apps ready to go day one, I don't need a huge drop of games. I don't. You could 1 month you could give me an N64 game. The next month you could give me an NES game. The next month,
Yeah.
But just be consistent about it. Right now, that's what they're doing.
Still waiting for some of the Pokemon games to make it on there. Just saying.
We'll get there. Pokemon spin-offs apparently is no problem, but
mainline games apparently that's an issue.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, because they're like we could just make money.
I'm still on the Nintendo. If Pokemon spin-offs are on the table, why the hell is Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire not on here? Thank you.
I had the Ruby and Sapphire one.
I actually had Pokemon Pinball.
That's fair.
It's really good. I got rid of it a long time ago. That's on me. I'm dumb. But
so you say that where's Pinball, where's Ranger, where's
Ranger's DS.
Yeah, so unless they figure something out.
Unless they actually figure something out about that or how to put DS games on here. Because right now it's like up until 64 era and Game Boy Advance. So you got to think within that.
A way they could kind of get around that. This wouldn't be a perfect. No, wait.
Oh?
Nah, never mind. I was thinking of something. I was like, oh wait, nope, that's not gonna work.
Could I possibly piggyback on that and say that like if they fall through with the patent that they recently got?
I was thinking that too. The patent is probably their solution to that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was gonna say the patent. It's so bad. I saw that patent, dog, and I was like, dude, DS and 3DS ports would be sick. Not new games. I want none of the new things coming out. I was like, yo, being able to play DS games on this thing would be tight. I'm sorry. I like what I like. All right.
It's what it is.
It is what it is. If it means I can get Super Princess Peach on that, You know what? Maybe Nintendo might not release that
Maybe
one.
Nintendo will be like, nah, let's just.
Maybe not that one. But
Okay, never mind. The lady rescheduled, so I guess I'm here to stay.
Okay, cool.
hey,
Backup plan,
you know, Mark,
eat
you don't even
chips.
need her. That's-
What?
And since that's changed, hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna go downstairs real quick and grab a bowl of short ribs.
Let's go.
Hey!
That's what I was saying. Like, get some snacks now.
I was gonna say. Well, anyways, the point is we're getting a bunch of cool updates, and I'm glad that we're finally getting these like consistent updates here and there.
Yeah. I
And
getcha.
this week's update was banger. I'm talking like, wow, Nintendo, you still have you still have a good like loaded barrel of good NES games. I'm talking like these are games that would have been bangers like months ago, and still like the fact that they did it this week was banger, dude. Now, I don't know if you noticed the last big NSO update with the main like $20 tier was also imports. Remember that? It was like Joy Mech Fight. I played that on stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like Joy Mech Fight and some like River City game that never got translated, but that one's weird because it is translated on an actual cartridge, but not on the NSO version. Look, I don't want to get into it. The point is, they've been giving us imports, which is interesting. This week, we got 2 imports for the NES and a very expensive and very like uncommon game for Game Boy. And that was really cool. So I'm gonna start with the Game Boy game first because I feel like I have more to say about the NES games. We got Castlevania Legends for Game Boy. Let me tell you something.
I didn't know it existed.
That was the only third Game Boy game that has not been ported to modern platforms until now. We have gotten Castlevania Adventure and Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge on the Anniversary Collection. There was always one traditional Castlevania game from Game Boy that was never ported, and it's this one. The reason being is because this one is stripped out of the timeline. When they created the Castlevania timeline, the official Konami
like an actual one.
Yeah, this one was stripped out because this actually is the original like start of the series. So Sonia Belmont is like the mother of Simon or like Trevor, I think, and something like that. Nah, they scratched that out. Let's just take that out. But the game is all right.
It's there. It exists.
It's a Castlevania game. I think it's better than it cannot get any worse than the Adventure. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
But it ain't no Castlevania 2 Game Boy. That game is S tier Castlevania game. This is a pretty good B tier Castlevania game.
Okay.
Which is still better than most games. It's good. The music's good. I think it looks really cool. I was playing it just the other day. It's fun. I like it. It's also $300 physically.
Oh,
so
all right. Fair enough.
Getting it on the NSO for the $20 tier, not a bad choice. It's good. It's a good game. And also, this is the first Nintendo app to get a Castlevania game. If you didn't notice that.
Huh.
Well, Sega Genesis has Castlevania Bloodlines, but that's the Sega app, right? Like that's a little bit separate. Like, you know, you would assume the NES one would have had Castlevania Trilogy already, but I don't know. All I know is Legends, good choice. Good choice. And then for NES, this is the big ones. For Nintendo fans, like for people like who really like love the history of Nintendo, we got some bangers for NES this week. I'll start with Devil World. I'll start with that one. Devil World was created by Shigeru Miyamoto before Super Mario Brothers. This is actual Famicom game released in 1984.
It was pre Mario, PM, if you will.
Not Mario, because Mario Brothers existed for arcades, but Super Mario Brothers, the actual one that changed side-scrolling games. No, it was before that. This is a Pac-Man clone. The reason we never got the game in America is because it's got a very satanic and like it's very religious. You play as a little demon, and you have to get a cross to pick up the dots. The cross is like a holy cross to pick up all the dots. And once you do that, you can defeat the devil and put him back into hell where he belongs.
Crazy.
That's the game.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You actually may know the devil if you're a Smash Brothers fan. He is the devil that shows up in the assist trophies and points.
Oh, he's the blue guy.
Yeah.
That's the gimmick. So it's Pac-Man, but imagine Pac-Man where the devil's pointing the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's always moving. That screen is always moving. So you have to always be on your toes, like moving up and down, left, right, being like, oh God, the screen's going to move right now. Now it's going to backtrack.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the game is. It's arcade style game. Fun. I liked it. It's pretty good. It is the Japanese version, so it's running at 60 hertz and not the European version, because Europe did get the game. So I thought they were going to give us that version because it's in English, and I was like, oh, please don't do that, because it would have ran at 50 hertz. It would have been slow as hell. But no, we got the Famicom version, so we got it in the perfect 60 hertz that it was originally intended. Thank you. Good game.
All right.
Also, it was the game I found out you can error NES games on the app. I guess it has a game-breaking bug, and if the NSO app catches the bug, it'll just error you out of the game. And,
yikes. Okay. Well,
I caught it, and I was like, well, there's that. And then the other one, the big one, the one that I have been championing for a long time, finally happened. A Japanese Famicom exclusive game that is totally playable without English. You don't need English. Both of these are English friendly, by the way. You literally don't need any English at all to play these. The little sister game to The Legend of Zelda, because they were created in the same room at the same time. The Mysterious Murasame Castle. This game is so damn good.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it does look like it. Yeah.
Phenomenal. Like, it is one of the best Famicom / NES games ever. And it never came out to us because of the heavy Japanese themes. But Nintendo seems to reference it all the time. Like, there's that bit in Mario Maker with the Mysterious Murasame Castle that you can do. Like, the ninjas start showing up. Nintendo Land has a mini game based on the Mysterious Murasame Castle. Takamaru is an assist trophy in Smash Brothers. Like, they seem to love to reference the game, but never do anything with it. And it's good, dude. The music, tank. The gameplay, solid. The actual level design is tough, but that comes with NES games. That's the territory. It's really good if it's challenging, but once you learn how to play it, you can use ninja stars to be throwing around or like attacking ninjas. Ninjas can pop out of the bushes and they're just jumping at you wherever. It's a linear game, but it's how you get there. It's how you get to the end that makes it fun.
Okay.
Like, there's different paths, but there's always one goal at the end of the level. What becomes a little bit tedious are the actual castles. They're designed like Zelda dungeons, but no puzzles. It's just basically which room do I have to go through.
Gotcha.
Those ones become a little bit more fun. I loved it. It's really good. I've been playing it. And playing it with an actual NES remote is like top tier. It's top tier. Like, I've been really enjoying it. I also think we actually had Murasame Castle released to us one time, and I own it. It's on the 3DS Virtual Console of all things. It was never released. But other than that, yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's very good, and I highly recommend it.
Cool. Would you say, in a sense, it would probably be easier than the OG Legend of Zelda?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Easier to play through than the OG Legend of Zelda because there is no real like strategy. Like, you don't need a guide to play Murasame Castle. You don't. You just need to learn how to attack enemies, how to kill them, and then just basically go from there. Yeah, bosses are tough. The game is going to be tough, but yeah, there's no. It's all pretty much linear. And I think there's only 5 like levels, 10 total if you count the fact that there's getting to the castle and then the castle. Very good game. I highly recommend playing through it.
Gotcha.
That was the best game this week. I was like, wow, they actually did it. They put one of the best Japanese only like Famicom games on the console. Thank you.
just a real quick thing for just anyone who's like watching the podcast. I'm gonna just try a little something. In the back, I was just trying to like develop a like cool scene switcher between like us talking between like different people or like active people. So I just wanted to try to do that while we had that conversation. So it looks like it's working. So if anyone's tuning in right now, you'll see that I'm just swapping between like different conversations. Figured that was like something that was missing on all that. So just an FYI. I was like really concentrated on that one, but yeah, no, I think it's really good that the NSO actually has like new add-ons, especially for like the Nintendo and the Game Boy tiers, because those are the actual ones that are accessible to people. So hopefully we get more of those along the lines. And considering the fact, well, I mean, granted, the idea that I had in mind, which was like, what would happen is that, when the new console like shows up, for example, you will still have like the NSO, and they'll still continue to add on to it. So even though like we're near the end of Nintendo Switch's like life cycle, it shouldn't end up actually being the case for like the actual software itself. They'll still add on stuff.
I love this discussion, right? Because my idea was if the whatever the successor to the Switch is, right? The Super Nintendo Switch is like we like to call it here. If it is backwards compatible and it takes all these apps, you're right. They can just continue to add to this, and they don't need to change anything. It just keep adding to them. There's no reason to redo everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And new Super Switch owners will be more inclined to pay the money to subscribe because these games are already there ready to go. Like they already have a library of all these retro games. Plus, let me keep it real with you. Bringing up the Game Boy stuff, dude, there is not nearly enough Game Boy games on there. Like they've done pretty well with the Game Boy Color games, but Game Boy Color is like 5% like quality as much as like the 90% of Game Boy original games. I'm talking like Mario Land's not on there, Donkey Kong 94 is not on there, Mole Mania, Balloon Kid, Kid Icarus of Myth and Monsters. I'm talking you can keep going. Like they have enough content to keep feeding us like for a long time. Especially now with Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. I mean, there's only 2 more games they haven't released left. It's like F-Zero Maximum Velocity and Golden Sun. Those are the only 2 confirmed games so far. N64, we got 1 more left. 1080 degree snowboarding.
Oh, really?
That's it. Once those games come out, we are on uncharted territory. We have no idea what's going to release on these things.
Fair enough. Sonic Advance.
Donkey Kong 64.
You're right.
Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Anything.
No, Donkey Kong 94. Mario Land.
We're starving.
Streets of Rage 1 and 3. This is for the Genesis. I'm sorry.
but still,
But still, also, I think it's worthy to point out that I like the idea of the remakes that are happening soon. Mario vs. Donkey Kong was a Game Boy Advance game. It's obviously not an NSO because they want to push the new version. Cool. Mario RPG. It's not on the NSO because the new version's coming out. Great. Eventually, I would like to see the originals on here as well. Not for the sake of like trying to like outshine the new versions, but I think there's value in having the original version as well as the new one to see the differences, to have the remakes. You know what I mean? Like they did this. I didn't think they were gonna do it, but they put Link's Awakening on the service, and I was like, why would they do that if the remakes on the Switch? That kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I think those still have a lot of value. So I'm very, very excited to see them continue to add to these consoles, And if the next console is a dual screen and it has the DS part on it, man, that'd be...
I'm hoping that the patent might lean to something like that, whether it be like a really kind of dumb looking attachment onto an existing Nintendo Switch, or
that console will become my entire...
flashlight attachment.
That console will become my personality. I promise. Like, I'm not even kidding. But I think it's interesting because, like, look at the way Nintendo's releasing retro games. If it's not viable for a remake, they'll just throw it on the app. But
Fair enough.
They think if it's viable, like they've been choosing a lot of GameCube era, Wii era stuff to remake. Which fine. I mean, those games are good. I'll pay for a remake as long as they're actually good remakes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it makes it to where I still stand by what I say every time we talk about Switch games. I think the Switch is my favorite Nintendo console because it's everything I love about all of Nintendo's platforms into one.
Mm.
All of my favorite games are on here. I don't have to plug in my older consoles if I wanted to play one of them. You know, like they're all being ported in some shape or form onto this console. There are times where I'm like, man, I kind of just want to play the original version. Sure, I can do that. But for convenience sake, everything's on my Switch.
No, I feel you, especially on the convenience side of things, because it's just like, well, I guess also because of the fact that it's like it's the main console like out of like the three that I currently am running right now. So, like, even though it's not like the best performing, it's still like the favorite. And I'm not entirely sure why, because I don't really do a lot of portability on it. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just the form factor. Maybe it's just like the fact is that you can just play it whenever. It's always on. It's
I
that
think
like,
it's weird because I don't also do a lot of portability now. I take it to work, but even then, like sometimes I just don't play it. I just have it on me. I think it's just because I know I can. I know I can play it.
it's
And
always on
that
you.
makes me
Yeah.
yeah, like I take it with me to vacations and stuff, and I hardly use it.
Mhm.
But I took it with me to New York. How many times did I play in New York? Barely. Like I played it when I was in the room and on the plane ride. That was about it.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Like I didn't take it with me while we were walking around. I just left it in the room.
That's true. I literally do the exact same thing when going to these conventions. I usually like just kind of leave it in the hotel room, and whenever I have the time to do it. Oh, well, actually, you know what? And I did the best thing, which is literally to hook it up onto like the hotel TV and just like run YouTube. Just have it in the background, so you're watching TV.
That's fair. That's fair. He didn't even use it for games. He used it for YouTube. What a menace!
Well, we couldn't use Twitch because
Wow.
because Twitch really kind of sucks on the Switch. Not gonna lie, it's
They're
why
taking it off.
Yeah, they're actually taking it off. That's actually some
Yeah.
like bit of news that's happening. So, just FYI for everybody.
I just saw how Machamp holds you for the writer page. That's hilarious.
Hmm.
He princess carries you.
As it should.
I feel so safe.
I feel so safe. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
that's literally every single time I jump into that like scenario. It's like I feel so safe, not Champ-kun.
But yeah, like I think it'll be interesting to see whatever the Switch successor is because I just want to know. I want to know if it's backwards compatible. That's my biggest thing. I need it to be. I need it to be at this point. This isn't like a Wii U to Switch era where we're resetting, you know?
Yeah.
The Switch is successful.
I was gonna say it's arguably their most successful concert they've ever made.
Exactly. And to have essentially all of my favorite games on one console, that's all I ever want.
You think they'll ever? Oh, go ahead.
Are they old games? Yeah.
That was quite literally the design philosophy behind the Xbox One. Everything you need in one box.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm playing Mario Wonder.
That's fair. We're all doing things at the same time. It's like doing the podcast. I gotcha.
Yeah. I know. I'm not playing through any new levels I haven't played yet. I started another file just as a mess around file.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Play around, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, my Incineroar is just tearing through everything.
But oh yeah, you got the ribs going, huh? Ooh.
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't hit the ribs just yet because I was like, maybe I should wait for my wife. She'd probably prefer it if I wait for her before I eat.
Disgust me. That feeling's gone when you're married, dog. Don't worry about it.
Not the wife tax.
I'm joking. I'm the same way. I literally wait till like Katrina and I are both ready to eat.
That's fair. And you know what?
Unless they say
I'll have to write that down.
We can eat, then we're like, man.
No. Life lesson number one, kid. If your significant other is telling you no, go ahead, eat without me. That's a trap.
Not me. I told Judy. I told Judy, and I meant to.
Trap. That's a trap, kid. You're gonna get in a lot of trouble.
I think what you mean is when the wife says it, because when I say it, I'm dead ass.
Yeah, that's fair. When the wife says, "Oh, go ahead and eat out without me," no.
Think that applies like person to person?
Maybe.
Hey, Mark, why don't you check in with check in with her and just make sure that it's like, hey, is it actually okay?
I already sent her a text saying, "You want me to wait for you?"
And they're like, and you just have your mouth full already.
But yeah, no.
I'm already eating, so
Switch dank. You know what I mean? Also, if it's backwards compatible, I really hope that my NSO controllers are all backwards compatible too, because
that's a good good pointer.
I like the fact that I can use the original controllers again. Convenience, it's all there.
Mm-hmm. I think there's been a talk about whether or not the Switch 2 would be like a whole different console or just like a graphical increase that you can just like add on to the existing Switch that you have. Because I think that actually makes a little bit more sense if they want to ensure that the Switch like lives on. Because it's such a successful console, it'd be kind of a shame that it really was one they just threw away with like all the portability, or I guess if anything like backwards compatibility. But they also just the Switch's identity is like such a marketable thing now that just kind of like putting that to like the sidelines for a brand new console is kind of risky.
I think the backwards compatibility for the Nintendo console, for the Nintendo platform, has never been so much more important until right now. Because, like, okay, in the scenario, right? GameCube to Wii, like, there was never really backwards compatibility from NES to Super Nintendo to 64, right? None of those really had backwards compatibility. Neither did 64 to GameCube. But at the time, that was kind of the standard. That was the norm. You were to just forget about your older games and play the new one. Duh. But I think it really started cementing itself from GameCube to Wii. When you could still play your GameCube games on the Wii, that was good. You didn't have to exclude an entire library of games. You already had a library ready to go out the gate. And then on top of that, the Wii really started having the virtual console. So then you could play these older games now. And you could start having these on there. Granted in limited form, but it was still there. I could still play my Mario 3 on a console I was currently playing. And then portable games have always been backwards up until a certain point, So for me, there is always an excuse why it was whatever if they didn't have backwards compatibility back then, right? From Wii to Wii U, they did have backwards compatibility, but only with the Wii. And it was like, well, I guess that makes sense. They're both Wii's. Also, Wii U's the first HD consoles. So yeah, I guess it was never going to do that. And then Wii U to Switch, you're like, well, yeah, they're redoing the entire ecosystem. There's no reason, But when it comes to the Switch and the next successor, I don't think Nintendo's had a strong lineup of games as it has right now. And there would be a damn shame to get rid of this entire library and start from scratch.
Yeah. Especially when you tell them about like the potential money loss on that.
But so we'll even then, releasing Mario Wonder this late,
yeah, I guess,
and Tears of the Kingdom, like, come on,
it's kind of the same thing with Twilight Princess, albeit they put that on 2 platforms at that point, and Breath of the Wild too. Yeah. So
there's no reason. I think backwards compatibility is a shoo-in. I think we're all worrying a little too much, but you never know. It's Nintendo. They don't like to do anything by the book.
Okay, actually, quick question though. If we end up having a game that's going to be released on Switch, but later on going to be ported onto or available on the following Switch, would that be like a red flag right there?
What do you like for instance, if they
like a Twilight Princess, like a like a Twilight Princess, like a Breath of the Wild scenario? Would it be the thing where it's like, oh, they're actually releasing on 2 different platforms?
Oh, so you mean like if they were to talk about the new Switch and it says like, oh,
yeah,
definitive edition, and you're like,
wait,
that would be a red flag.
Yeah. Because I think at that point we can get scared about that. It's like, oh no.
The smartest thing to do about that kind of situation is to just have a patch, kind of like what PlayStation does with certain PS4 games, where they're not truly PS5 versions, but they definitely uncap the frame rate. Like Ratchet and Clank, not Rift Apart, the one before, the one based on the movie. You play it on PS5, it actually runs it at 60 frames. It actually uncaps it to make it look and play a little bit more modern. Same with Horizon 1. You don't need a new patch. You don't need a new version. It just plays it as if it's new. Same with God of War 2018. Same thing.
Yeah. I guess PlayStation
So,
and Xbox are kind of in that boat right now.
I feel like if they do that, right? Like if it's just you pop in the Switch version of Breath of the Wild, you get a patch real quick, boom. You can play a souped up version of the game without having to spend an entire new money on a whole definitive edition and all this other things. Yeah. There is one thing I am worried about when it comes to backwards compatibility. It's certain franchises, right? If you were every Nintendo console gets a new game in a certain franchise, how would you make a new Mario Kart if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe exists and you could play it on there?
Well, I guess the idea would be to just really keep it to just it's backwards compatible of some sort. That would just be the ultimate
Same
thing.
with Smash. How do you make a new Smash when Ultimate exists and you could just play it on the new console anyways?
Fair point. I think, yeah, like, honestly, yeah, I think the only solution would be just to have it on all, well, backwards compatible. So whatever's new can stay on that console, but, you know, it supports everything else. And they still, like, market. Yeah, and I was thinking, like, you know, at that point, like, you might as well just keep it to, like, the Switch platform if you want to continue selling, like, numbers with Mario Kart, with Smash Brothers, because they're still making money through those. So I guess it would only make sense to keep too much. So at that point, it should just be Nintendo Switch, like being a supported like platform, similar to how like PlayStation right now still has like PlayStation 4 games being released. So yeah, maybe it's just like one of those things that's like during this weird transitional period. I think the new generation of like consoles is just becoming to like mesh together. I both like and kind of dislike that because like as I was going through the old consoles, like as I was doing my birthday stream, I realized like there are specific games that align to this specific platform because it's exclusive only to that platform. But now you have stuff where it's like, you know, God of War Ragnarok. I was like, I played on PlayStation 5, so I considered that like on that platform. But it's also PlayStation 4 for those who want to just try it out there. So maybe Nintendo's gonna do the same thing. Maybe.
It's interesting to say the least. Like well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, man.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about pickups.
Ooh.
You got a lot
you're gonna have
of
to
them.
go first.
Yeah, okay. I'll go first.
I have 4 weeks of pickups.
Gotcha. So, I think it was last week, but I got Jedi Survivor. Yeah, I was like at your house like the other day, other weekend, and this was like $35 at Target. So I was like, okay, add to cart, pick up, we're good.
I need to pick that up. I haven't played it yet.
And then
Great game.
on the 2nd, so like day before my birthday, was then Star Ocean came out.
I really need to pick that. Dude, you have no idea how much it kills me that Star Ocean and WarioWare came out yesterday. And they are in between like the weeks of Mario Wonder and Mario RPG next week. I had to make the cut. I had to make decisions on what I could get money-wise, and I had to cut it. I had to.
Damn. Well, I hope you're able to get this, though, as far as
That's
like
on my
stocks.
Christmas list. That's on my Christmas list.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's it on my end.
Dude, you're going to love Star Ocean. That game is so good. The original Star Ocean second story is phenomenal, so...
Damn, dude. I mean, I still have First Departure, like, on my Switch, so I was like, I might as well get this one. Yeah. Yeah.
I liked First Departure. I played them both on PSP back in the day. So First Departures, they're both... Let me rephrase that. First Departure is based on the PSP remake, but that one is based on the PS1 game. I've never played the PS1 game. I played them again on PSP, but it's close enough. Like, it's good.
Oh, should I also mention the fact is like with Star Ocean Second Story, there's that download label like right down here. It's disgusting, but I will let you all know it should still be playable if you speak English or Japanese. Because
good enough.
Literally, like it's 3 gigs of download, right? It's kind of sizable for a Switch game. And it's just the other supported languages and a couple bug fixes. So the fact that it's like 3 gigs of like possible just like language and like subtext is wild.
If you think that's big, you should see how much it takes for Metal Gear Solid to run on here.
Oh,
it's bad.
Ooh,
There's no reason. There should have been no reason for a physical card if you're going to do that.
Oh my god! Like I don't actually. I'm not familiar too much about like what's the difference between like what's in there and what's actually downloadable.
The only things that are on the cart are the 2 MSX games because it's its own set. But mind you, when you pop it in, it's all different apps.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the app specifically based on Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, the MSX games, the original Kojima 8-bit ones. You get an app for the bonus content, which is the digital art book stuff. The NES games are on there, right? You get an app for Metal Gear Solid 1, you get an app for Metal Gear Solid 2, and you get an app for Metal Gear Solid 3. All the apps pop up. All the apps are on the cart. The problem is the only ones that are playable out of the cart are the 2 MSX games and the digital bonus, which is the NES games. So only the 8-bit games are out of the cart. You have to download Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. And I think if you're not trying to... This is where they get you, and I hate this. Konami, you were so close. You were so close. Because I love the collection idea. I don't own it, by the way. I kind of want to eventually, but I don't own it. Why do I have to download the American version of Metal Gear Solid 1? Because the one it's a separate download than the one that actually you're going to get with the update. It's free. You don't have to pay. But the fact that the base game is the 50 hertz version in Europe, you're killing me. You're absolutely killing me.
Oh, dude. Quick aside: have you checked out or at least heard about the Annapurna Interactive Deluxe?
Oh, I have. 12 games in one cart.
So when you talked about like a couple games popping up on cart, like it's crazy. I think I saw it, but it's literally like you pop the cart in and 12 items just pop up, and I'm like, whoa.
Yep, and they're all on there with no updates. Konami, what the hell?
That's wild, dude.
That's wild. It's also $200.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like 200.
And the worst part is 4 of them don't have an actual physical copy. So that's the first time they're getting one.
Oh, shit.
So it's like if you're a Switch collector, you want that. I'm not 100% like going for a full set, but like people who are and want that, like that's crazy. I'm not paying that.
Ooh.
It sucks because one of the 4 games is one I want physically in my collection. It's Solar Ash.
Yeah.
I saw that one. I hate you. Real quick though, I think if you want to play, a lot of the updates and downloads are for language options and other versions of the game of Metal Gear. They kind of let you pick and choose.
Cool.
So like, because on Metal Gear Solid 1, you have the option to play Metal Gear Solid 1 Original, Metal Gear Solid 1 VR missions, Metal Gear Solid 1 Integral. But you know what I mean? Like there's different versions you can click and play.
Mm-hmm.
It takes about 30-something gigs to download everything.
Boy.
So that's up to you. And the Switch version only runs Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 at 30 frames.
Woof.
Let me tell you why the problem is that. 3, it's not an issue. The original game ran at 30 frames.
All right. But
Metal Gear Solid 2 ran at 60 frames on PS2. There should be no reason it doesn't run 60 frames on the Switch. Give me a break.
That is trifling.
That's very trifling. Like if the original intent was to keep them as close to the original as possible, okay, then at least 2 should be running 60 frames. 3, all right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It ran 30 on PS2. Whatever. But what makes it even more trifling is that these are just the PS3 and 360 ports. They ran 60 frames on PS3 and 360. So there should be no reason that the Switch cannot handle that.
Sometimes
all of this was long-winded to say if you're going to buy it, just get it on PS5 or Series X. I want to play the Metal Gear Solid games again. And I thought, the Switch is my favorite console. I'm going to have them on the go. This sounds awesome. Headphones on. I'm just going to sit down and just kind of play Metal Gear. Like, that sounds awesome. That sounds phenomenal. I don't care if it's like the original game. I don't care if it's like they're not like exactly the best version of the game. Like, if it's the original game, I don't care. I just want the original games. Like, no crazy souped up like HD visuals or anything. I just want the original games.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care about that. But when you make it this crazy to download anything, I just don't. I lose interest so fast. I don't care anymore. And that really scares me for when they do Volume 2, because if Volume 2 is correct, and the rumors are true, it's Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and 5. Both Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. So I doubt.
Yeah.
No, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to say I doubt they can't run on Switch, because Mark, have you played 5? Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't they also on 360 and PS3 as well as Xbox One and PS4?
Like that generation?
Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, and Ground Zeroes?
Should have been Xbox One, right?
Ground Zeroes might have been?
I thought they both were on PS3, 360. Like they were also previous gen versions.
Maybe it might have been. I just didn't pay attention. If they were on 360, they might have been.
Yeah, me neither. That's the thing. I bought them on PS4. I could have sworn they were on the previous consoles, and the only difference was that one ran at 30, one ran at 60. That's it. But while Justin looks this up, I'm just saying I think they could run just fine on Switch. I think Metal Gear Solid 5, an open world Metal Gear game on Switch would be crazy. Do me a favor though, Konami, if you're gonna do this collection, bonus games, they need, and I mean need to be the Game Boy Color game, Ghost Babel, that needs to be on there, and the 2 Metal Gear Acid games. If you do not have those on there, I will be pissed. I just can't wait to see an hour and 45-minute cutscene. No, it's about an hour cutscene on Metal Gear Solid 4 again. I would love to see that on my Switch. Just let it sit there. Dude, there's literally an hour. I don't know if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid 4, Justin, but there is literally a cutscene that's an hour long. It's so good.
Whoa.
It's so good.
How far into the story is that?
Halfway through the story. You're like chapter 3 out of 5. Yeah.
I'll have to double check.
It's I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the scene where he goes bang with his fingers, and he's just like bang, 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 bang. And everyone's got guns on him, and he's just like, what the hell is he doing?
And
yeah.
I vaguely remember that. But okay, so according to Wiki, the platform was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Wow.
I mean,
see, okay.
I don't remember that. Maybe because I probably played on Xbox One at that point, but yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So there you go. It's viable on Switch. I'm just saying.
There'll probably be some frame stuff, but yeah.
I fully am expecting those games to run 30 frames on Switch, 60 frames on PS5 Series X, 100%. Yeah. But see, when it comes to those games, that makes sense. Those games did originally run 30 frames on PS3 360, 60 frames on the next gen versions. That makes sense. When you're talking about an HD collection that isn't that ran 60 originally, you're killing me. You're killing me when you're telling me that it can't run it when they were PS3 360 games.
Yeah. Yeah, Metal Gear 2 is definitely a weird thing to not be able to run like 60 like on Switch. That's like there's something that just I don't even know.
It's wrong.
I don't know.
Wrong.
Maybe that's why we don't have that's why we don't have PlayStation 2 on the NSO.
What are you talking about? We have no, screw that. We have Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 on Switch. There's no way. And Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, you're
Those
right.
Are all
you're
PS2 games. And Klonoa 2. I just realized that we have Klonoa 2 as well. Yeah, no, don't tell me that.
You're right. You're right.
Nope.
You're right.
Nope. Konami, you're on the bad list again.
Oh no.
You were doing so good. Konami. No, they're not that bad on the list, but they're there. It could have been so much more, and that's the reason why I didn't pick it up, because I wanted to pick it up. I was really excited to pick up Legacy Collection, and now I think I'm just gonna go for the PS5 version. Unfortunately,
that's fair.
I might get the Switch version as well for curiosity's sake, but
somewhere along the lines of that. If anything, just to secure it so it doesn't get delisted or something.
Yeah, maybe I need to get a bigger micro. I only have a 512 gigabyte one.
Really? Is it already that filled up? Well, I guess for you,
yes.
Probably.
Yes. Hey, I'm going to just keep it real with you. 512 gigs lasted me years, like with this big old collection. So I'm just saying, if I upgrade to at least a terabyte, should last me for the rest of the Switch's life. Like,
yeah.
So I'm debating.
Yeah, get the 1 terabyte. Get the 1 terabyte by like, oh well, it's gonna suck just to transfer files, but still, yeah. Just do it.
Oh, it's gonna be awful. But
maybe by the end of 2024, that's when you'll make the investment.
I'm thinking I need to see whatever the Switch successor is. If it truly is coming out next year and it supports micro SDs, what's the highest it can support? I need to see, and then I probably will go from there. Because if it's gonna use the same micro SD and I'm gonna transfer everything from my Switch, I'm probably gonna invest in the highest one I can get. So
yeah. They did say Reggie did like have that interview a long time about like the supported like stuff, and it's like it's 2 terabytes.
The thing is, 2 terabytes, which doesn't exist
yet. So
we just got to 1.5.
That's probably for preservation purposes.
Yeah, it's to future proof it. Yeah. So if the next Super Switch or whatever supports up to even more, I will get the highest one they currently can hold right now.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I want. I want to be able to have all this ready to go. So, like, I'm not opposed to having to... I am opposed to the fact that they're download, for the most part, on the Metal Gear Solid collection, but I will be more inclined to get it if I'm able to get a better micro SD card. Because, Doom Eternal, basically, even though I have the limited run physical card, you still have to download the DLC. The DLC was not on the card.
That's fair. At least the base game's in there and whatever multiplayer is involved there.
Yeah. Base game and battle mode, like the battle mode 2.0 version is there, but the DLC, the
Ancient Gods or something like that.
Yeah, Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2 were not on the cart, so they couldn't fit that.
Yeah, it'd be fun if they just like put another cart in there.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, I was ranting about Metal Gear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
it's a franchise that's near and dear to me, and I'm a little upset about it, but I'm also just glad people can play it again. I think that's the point, and I understand. It just could have been so much better.
I agree. But there's some limitations, whether it be like porting it to Switch or just like the simple like file size like on a cart. I wonder how they'll maximize that like for like future games. Like Nintendo loves to do it without like going disc mode for the most part. So if they try to like keep it as like carts instead of disc format, then they'll have to do some crazy magic on that one. So I mean, we'll see.
But you did your pickups. I got
the pickups.
3 categories. I got 3 categories of pickups.
He split it up into categories.
Yeah, I got 15 total pickups. This is not within like 1 week. I haven't been on the podcast for like 4 weeks, so this is 4 weeks worth of pickups.
Still,
I'm gonna do PlayStation first. The Wii. I have a stack of Wii games I've been picking up, and my Switch for last because I always like talking about Switch games. So
for sure.
Let's do PlayStation. I got my one PSVR 1 pickup. And that is for a limited run game I had ordered a year and a half ago. It finally came in. Look, I'm not too upset about how patient I have to be with limited run games, but that one was kind of ridiculous.
Dude.
And there's apparently a lot of licensing issues for this specific game. But they got it all sorted out. The production's done, and it came in. And that is for Sam & Max. This time it's virtual.
What? Oh my god.
Hey man, Sam & Max is a really good like adventure point and click series. And the fact that they made a VR one, I was like, huh? I've never even heard of this. So when they put it up, I was like, I gotta get it. Took a long time, but I got it.
Kept you waiting, huh?
They kept you waiting, huh?
Snake.
I like the back of the box that says immersion so real you can feel Sam's breath on your neck.
No.
And
smell-o-vision. No.
Smell-o-vision. No.
Not smell-o-vision.
But yeah, I haven't tried it out yet. I haven't installed it. I will eventually. I do want to play a VR game by the end of the year, so this might be it.
Okay.
This is Space Channel 5. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. And then I got 2 PS5 pickups.
Oh.
One was one of the GameStop deals, and I was like, you know what? For $17.99, it can't be that bad. Also, I got it for $11 because I had a $5 coupon.
Let's go.
For Spoken.
For spanking.
This game
with my mind.
Look, all I'm gonna say is for
Okay.
that low price, it's probably gonna be an all right game. I'm not
Fair enough.
expecting this to be incredible. I'm not expecting this to be like game of the year material, but it can't be that bad, right?
It's like Final Fantasy 15, like a little bit faster, but no Brotherhood.
Yeah, I played the demo and I enjoyed the gameplay a bit.
It's all right.
Yeah, I just don't like the writing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so we'll see. But hey, $11 for a PS5 exclusive. All right, I'm in.
All right.
And of course, the big PS5 game. Everyone's playing it. I'm playing it too. All right. It's never mind. I was gonna say really like some weird heinous thing, but it's Spider-Man 2. It's Spider-Man 2. I am currently playing it, and it is damn good, dude. I don't know how Insomniac does it. I don't know how they became like the best PS5 developer, but dude, 4 games already, and they are all bangers, is like the craziest thing. 5 by next, or hopefully 5 soon with Wolverine. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is as good as people say. It is really fun so far. I'm not all the way through. I need to beat it, but I'm just enjoying doing all the side missions. I'm gonna platinum the game.
Whoa.
I platinumed Spider-Man, and I platinumed Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm gonna platinum this game.
I get you.
Mm-hmm. So I'm having a lot of fun with Spider-Man 2. It's really good. Definitely in the game of the year conversation. For sure. Don't think it's gonna win, but
Ooh.
I think it's definitely in the conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my stack of Wii games.
Wii games?
Nintendo Wii. So I've been collecting Wii games recently. Been doing it for a little bit because I personally feel like the Wii market hasn't exploded yet, and there's still some really good banger titles out there. And I, for some reason, just don't own them. And I was like, what am I doing? And I got these for literally, I think the most I paid for one of these was like $17.
Oh.
The rest have been like 10 or under.
All right.
And there's some banger titles in here. So I was like, all right, I gotta get these. So I got Rayman Origins.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know why I never owned Origins, but hey, the Wii version is a little bit blurrier than the HD versions, but it still runs at 60 frames. So,
all right.
And the Wii's my multiplayer console. So if I was gonna play a multiplayer platformer,
be Rayman.
Be on here. Yeah, Rayman Origins, dude, it's good. I played it. I forgot how good that game really was until I started playing it again. It's a banger game, dude. One of the best Ubisoft games. Why did they make him snort cocaine in that show?
Oh, I don't know if we should be talking about that.
No, I'm gonna bring it up. Why did they make him do it?
Gotta look real.
Because they stole his show.
It's just why?
Why Rayman?
Why Rayman? This is what happens when you don't give Rayman a game for so long. He starts being a drug addict.
Oh my god, he was going at it.
He was going ham too. Next one on the bill, and probably my second favorite pickup of all these pickups is Knights Journey of Dreams. Dude, I played Knights into Dreams a little bit, and I loved it. It's really good. I didn't know there was a sequel up until like a certain point in my life, so I was like, I always wanted to try the sequel. This is the sequel. It's still just as good. I don't know how Sega got away with this, but this is a good game, dude. This is a top tier game. The music, god tier. It's good. Good game. I don't know how to describe the gameplay for you. It's like on rails, and you're just running like you're flying in a lap. I don't know how to describe the game for you. I've seen the quote. Yeah. I only know the quote that Miyamoto wishes that he had made this game, the original.
Oh.
So it is considered the best Sega Saturn game of all time. So if you have an Xbox Series X, you can download the HD version. I highly recommend it. It is backwards compatible. The Into Dreams, not this one. This is exclusive to the Wii. They have not ported this one.
Oh, all right.
But the original game is on there with the Christmas Nights deal or the Christmas Nights bonus content and the Sonic content. So that's on there.
Oh.
So you should totally get it. But this one, yeah, it's good. It's just as good.
Gotcha.
I've been enjoying that one. I literally popped it in just to see if the disc worked, and I ended up playing 3 hours of it. So I got a
Very
lot of
nice.
Sega heavy pickups in this one, but I got Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I have Transformed on Wii U, and then I have Team Sonic Racing on Switch. So I was like, where can I get the first game? And I think the obvious choice would have been to get it on 360 because you get Banjo Kazooie. But I was like, I already have them on Nintendo. It's all good.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And, and it's content complete. There's nothing missing compared to like the 360 or PS3 versions. Hell, the PS3 version's the worst one content wise because you don't even get the Mii's or the avatars. On Xbox is the best one content wise because you get Banjo Kazooie and you get the avatars replacing the Mii's. So yeah, it's fun. The Wii version's fun. I was playing it. It's good. Oh my god. Not Jolly Roger. I got Sonic and the Black Knight.
Hey y'all.
Hey, look, the only reason I got it was because of the Sonic Symphony, all right?
I mean, the songs are dope.
I forgot how much of a banger Night of the Wind is, and when they played it live and they had the Sonic and the Black Knight footage in the background, the only thing in my head was, why don't I own this game? And so I was like, I gotta get it. And it's whatever, but the music's dank. The music's dank.
That's good.
It's a whatever Sonic game, and that's most of 3D Sonic games, so I'm not even mad.
Fair enough.
It's still a fun time.
Like a star.
Bit of an obscure one, but the next two are a bit of obscure releases. But I got Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon.
Whoa.
This is an actual roguelike RPG for the Wii. This is actually based on the Mystery Dungeon series.
Yeah, I kind of had like a gist of that.
Yeah, so if you know what Pokemon Mystery Dungeon plays like, it's exactly what this plays like.
Final Fantasy.
It's really good. This game does have a Switch port. It does have a Switch update called Final Fantasy, or it has Chocobo's Dungeon Everybody edition.
Everybody edition.
Everybody with like the buddies, like Buddy. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think that would probably be the version to get, but I wanted the Wii version just to have it.
Fair enough.
The music's good. It's a remix of like a bunch of different Final Fantasy themes and battle themes. So yeah, and also just because when do you get an RPG on the Wii? Like, come on. Like Xenoblade, obviously.
Yeah, Xenoblade, but
yeah. So I wanted just to beef up the collection. This was the one that cost me $17.99, I think. This is the one that cost me a little bit more, but it was worth it. I wanted it in my collection. And then now the next two are first party Nintendo published games. I got Samurai Warriors 3. This is a first party Nintendo game developed by Koei Tecmo. It is part of the Samurai Warriors series, obviously, which was on PS2. It's not even on any Nintendo console. This is still exclusive to the Wii. And it's only published by Nintendo in America because it has a Nintendo exclusive mode. It's based on, wait for it. Let's get ready for the full circle of this podcast to come around right now. It has a mode based on the mysterious Murasame Castle.
Oh.
Where it plays out like the mysterious Murasame Castle, but in warrior form.
Cool.
It is crazy. It's super, and that's how you unlock Takamaru as a playable character in this game. And once I unlock him, I'm not going back. So I'm trying to unlock him, but it's a good game. Without this game, we would have never gotten Hyrule Warriors.
Damn.
This is actually the like predecessor to that collaboration. So
gotcha.
I think it's very important to just, I don't know. It's a good game though. It's a good game. I like it. It's not as good as like some of the Hyrule Warrior and Fire Emblem Warrior games, but it's still fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it still got high production values too for the Wii. I was like, dang, this game looks good for the Wii. I was like, holy crap. And then my favorite pickup, This is a first party Nintendo game. I don't know why I didn't own it. But I'm glad I got it before the price spikes ever go up eventually. Excitebots Trick Racing.
Whoa.
This is an actual like part of the Excite series. So Excite Bikes, you know,
Yeah.
Excite Truck. Yeah. This is a sequel to Excite Trucks, essentially. Same developer. It's a really good arcade style racing game for the Wii. It does use motion. So, you know, Motion Man 64.
Of course.
Yeah. But it is a really good game. It's like one of the best Wii games. And we need to sit down and play this one day, Justin. We really need to sit down and play this.
Oh, is it like really
It's
big
really
on the
fun. It's really fun.
Okay.
It's not like Mario Kart at all. You really have to get used to the controls, but it's fun. It's a good racing, it's a good arcade style racing game. And if you like racing games, this is like top 3 on the Wii for sure. For sure. It's like right behind Mario Kart. That's how good this game is.
Ooh, sheesh.
So I think it's well worth it. I need to unlock everything in the game, but yes. Good game. I'm very happy. Also, the developer of this game, Monster Labs is what they're called. Or Monster Games. They went on to port Donkey Kong Country Returns for the 3DS, and they are the brave team to port Xenoblade Chronicles to the 3DS. So,
bro, that's
them.
something.
That was I don't know if they're shut down or not. I haven't checked up on them in a while, but yes, that was that. And now for the Switch pickups, my last pile. It's 5 games.
Here we go. Here it is.
Here we go. My first one is Sam and Max Beyond Space or Time and Space.
Okay. All right.
Yep. This is the second game in the Telltale series.
Huh.
So you can consider this season 2. Season 1 was Save the World. This is Beyond Time and Space. So this one's by limited run. They're doing all 3 of them. So eventually, they'll put the Devil's Playground for pre-order, and I'll have the entire Sam and Max Telltale series together. So I'm really happy about this.
All right.
This is the Telltale series of games before decision making, like before The Walking Dead popularized that. So this is actually more puzzle heavy, and there's only one story with no one ending. You just have to figure out how to get to it. So it's a lot different than playing like the Walking Dead. If I'm trying to compare it to another Telltale series, but this one's really good. The humor is great. I love the Sam and Max series. It's so fun. They crack me up every time, like just playing it. Here's my only Prime Day pickup.
The only one.
There was not many good deals this year, but I thought, I was like, you know what? I don't own it, and one day it's going to be expensive because the series always does that. So $20 is cool. It's Rune Factory 5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Rune Factory 5 was $20 on Prime Day, so I was like,
yeah, sure.
It's not the best Rune Factory from what I hear. I'm not I'm not really into the franchise as much, but I own 4. I own 4 special on Switch, so I need to know if it's good. If anybody knows, let me know if it's good or not. I'm just picking them up at this point.
I guess so. I mean, they made multiple of them, so.
I mean, we're at 5, and 6 is supposedly happening, so.
So clearly they're doing something.
They're doing that one about samurais. That one's kind of cool.
Whoa.
That one looks cool. Yeah, they announced it. It was kind of interesting.
Okay. That's kind of sick.
Here is a random deal I found at Walmart. I was at a Walmart the other day, and I was just kind of browsing, and I was like, there's no way that says $20. Or $25. I was like, there's no way. And when I rung it up, they were like, yeah, $25. I was like, dang. For this, I was like, I'll pay $25. That is Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga.
Cool.
This came out this year, if anybody remembers.
I don't.
Wait, this year or last year? Sorry,
it was
last year. Last year.
Okay.
But still, this is the highest rated Lego game ever. So I was like, well, damn, I kind of want this. And I like the Lego games. I've been, as you know me, I've been collecting them.
Everyone likes the Lego games.
They're fun. They're good. They're good co-op games. They're good, fun games, especially when your partner doesn't play video games that much.
They're simple enough that anyone can do them.
Exactly. They're good co-op games, and this one's no different. It's really good. I played a little bit of it. Damn, I can see why. This is a whole reboot to not just like the Lego Star Wars games, but the Lego games in general. Like they completely change how the game plays. It's really good. There's like third-person shooter segments now. There's actual like, I don't know if this one's going to be as accessible as other games, but it's good.
As long as they have like the combo chaining, then sure.
Yeah. There's combos like you can. Yeah, it's basically a third-person action game now, just with Legos, and this covers all 9 of the mainline movies. Plus, there's like content DLC stuff for like Mandalorian. There's content stuff for like Rogue One, Solo, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So it's a good game. Good game. I still need to pick up the rest of the Lego games, so I'm only missing the Switch ones. I've been picking them up on Nintendo consoles as my collection choice, but I have all the GameCube ones, I have all the Wii ones, and I have all the Wii U ones. I'm only missing the ones that are released on Switch.
Oh.
As they're the most recent ones, so some of them are a little pricier, so I'm just like, I'll wait.
Okay. Are there too many, or is there just like maybe a few?
I think I'm missing like 5 more.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of Lego games out there, dog. And I mean like in this style. Like I'm not talking like Lego Racers or like, you know what I mean? I'm talking like the Telltale developed Lego games.
Gotcha.
The Telltale? I'm sorry. Traveler's Tales.
I do remember them.
The Traveler's Tales developed Lego games, yes. All right. Next 2 are the big pickups for my Switch. As you all know, I am a retro gamer at heart, so these were the ones that hit home for me. And I know I haven't been here for a while, so I'm sure Justin's already talked about them in great detail, but I'll just go quickly tell you what I like about them real quick. First one, Sonic Superstars.
Let's go.
You already know. I thought it was good. I think it definitely fits the bill of fitting in with the classic series. For sure. I think this is the proper next sequel to the classic series in general. It's probably the weakest of the classic series, unfortunately, but I think it's good. I think it's a fun game. I think it's a very good game. It's a very good Sonic game. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, there's nothing wrong in the sense of like it doesn't do anything to surpass any of the other games. It just exists and it's good and it's not bad. It's very middle.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Some of the music's good. Any of the music T-Lopes makes is good.
Yeah.
The really bad Genesis / Sonic 4 sound font though. Oh my god, dude. Why? It wasn't good in Sonic 4. It's not good here. Stop.
I think it's better though than it was in Sonic 4.
The compositions are better. That's what makes them better. But my god. Just listen to here. I'll give you the top 3 tracks right now. Ready?
Okay.
You listen to Speed Jungle Act 1.
Okay.
You listen to Lagoon City Act 1 as well. Or both Lagoon Cities are good. Act 1, Act 2, and Act Amy, actually. All Lagoon Cities good. And then Sand Sanctuary.
Sand Sanctuary. Act 1?
Yeah. There's only one act.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That one is
really
banger,
weird with that.
So those are the banger tracks, in my opinion. Bridge Zone's not bad either.
There really is a place called it's literally called Bridge Zone.
Yeah, it's Bridge something. I think it's like Bridge Island. They can't call it Bridge Zone because that's Game Gear, but I don't know. It's something like that.
It's like probably Green Bridge or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Ocean
Hill.
Bridge?
I think it's Bridge Hill.
Bridge Hill, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's still a good game and it's worth it. If I'm being honest, if you really want to, you probably could wait for a price drop. But I, as a classic Sonic fan, like classic Sonic's like one of my favorite series. Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely not as good as any of the other classic Sonic games, but it's at least a good game, and I like it a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And if y'all really didn't think I was gonna pick up Mario Wonder, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So,
wow, Zowie.
Yeah, well, like put a gun to my head on that same day. If I only had to choose one, it was going to be Mario Wonder. Sorry, Spider-Man.
Oh no,
but
Pete.
what can I say about the game that hasn't been said already?
I mean, yeah, a lot's been said about the game already.
A lot's been said about the game. As I guess as the Mario guy in Tanuki Media,
Yeah.
let me just say this. Right now, currently, this is my second favorite Mario game of all time. I think
Oh.
I'm talking like it's better than Odyssey. I'm talking like it's better than
even the 3D ones too.
I think
Okay.
this game sits on the pedestal next to Mario 3 and World as like the best Mario games. It does everything I've wanted Mario to do for a long time. And I'm talking like since Mario Brothers Wii. Because let me be very critical. I think the new Super Mario Bros. Style is fine up until the Wii. And then because once you got 2 and U, then it becomes repetitive.
Fair enough.
I think this is the 2D Mario I've been wanting since New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And I
What'd you say?
What?
Oh,
What'd you say?
Mark, I said I love you.
gonna say back.
He never says it back.
He never says it back.
That's how I know he doesn't love me.
So talk about Mario Brothers Wonder.
Sorry, that was depressing. I don't know how Nintendo does it. I don't know how they can sit here for all these years with the same franchise and somehow, some way, still push the genre forward. Because Mario Wonder is like the standard, like up to right now for 2D platformers. It is phenomenal. The level design is incredible. The charm of the game is exactly what I wanted Mario to be since World. It's so charming, dude. Every little detail, you just look at it and you're like, man, that's so cool. The way he walks into the pipe, the way he gets out of the pipe, the way he jumps, the way he runs, the way the world interacts with you. The Wonder Seeds are such an incredible, like, gimmick. It's a gimmick, but it's a really good gimmick. Like, it really adds a lot to this game. And for people who are saying this game is easy, you're kind of, I think you just ran the game. I think you should really try to 100% the game, man. It ain't easy.
Yeah, I think that's always been part of the course for Mario games, being easy.
Yeah.
But like post stuff, the final stuff.
I also need to remind everybody that we're older now, and so we know how to play Mario games. If this was your first Mario game, think about it that way. We play a lot of video games, so Mario games are just inherently easy to us. But like, if I were to give it to someone who's never played a Mario game, you know,
True.
like Katrina's never sat down. Well, no, that's not true. She's beaten Mario 3D World, but with me, if I were to let her sit down and play this by herself, you know, she probably had a hard time towards the end. I'm not done with the game. I'm on World 5. I'm 100%ing it though on stream. So like every time I do it, I go back, I get with the Wonder Seeds, I do what I gotta do, get the secret exits.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. And I can see why it's rated just as highly. I think it's like the 4th or 5th highest rated game this year. And the fact that this is the same team who did Tears of the Kingdom, man. The fact that this is the exact same like department, like they all work in one room and they were making this. That's crazy. That's crazy that team was able to put out 3 bangers this year. Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, and Mario Wonder. That's ridiculous. There's no way a team could be that creative. Like, but as it stands, yeah, Mario Wonder is sublime. It is beaten Mario Odyssey is my favorite game on the Switch, I think. I haven't decided that part yet. I haven't decided that part because I think Tears of the Kingdom is, but I think it's hard because they're both games that push the series and genres that they're in forward. And I think that's incredible. They do it in different ways. They're both very separate games, but they do what they got to do. Push the genre forward and innovate. And Mario Wonder does that exact thing. So I will tell you right now, Justin, that game of the year this year is tough. I don't know how we're gonna get through game of the year this year, and I don't even mean like awards. I'm talking about like our general discussion of game of the year. I don't know. our top 10s are going to be so radically different from each other. It's not even funny.
Be an upset.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy, dude. Like, this year has been stellar for video games. I mean, for Christ's sakes, just last week, we got another game of the year contender with Alan Wake 2. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's no way that we had all these 10 out of 10, like these banger, like, game of the year contenders come out week for week for the last 4 weeks. That's ridiculous.
I'll have to actually play Alan Wake 2. Then.
Man, I heard it was good. I heard it got like 9s and 10s across the board. I was like, are you serious? I don't have time to play all these games, man. I thought
no time for games.
2022 was a good year for games too, but you already knew it was kind of swept by Elden Ring. Elden Ring was gonna sweep. My problem this year was underestimating these games.
Right.
Because Tears of the Kingdom came out and I was like, there's no way that's a certified like winner for game of the year. And it's not. It's not. I don't know anymore. I don't know because it's Tears of the Kingdom. You got Baldur's Gate 3. You have Mario Wonder. You have Spider-Man 2. You have Alan Wake 2. You have Starfield. You have all of these games that came out this year. There's no. I don't know how. I don't even know if Zelda's going to be game of the year this year. That's hard. That's a hard decision. This has been one of the best years for gaming like in a long, long time. And I know we say that every year, but I mean it. Like, look at the years prior. This is the craziest year.
I think there was definitely a year where you didn't really expect it because there was a lot of games that were being pushed. So it ultimately gave you like a really interesting like mashup of things. It Takes Two, that time it won Game of the Year. That was like
2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean It Takes Two won Game of the Year? But then you look at the lineup and I'm like, wow, look at the games that got nominated that year. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Metroid Dread was nominated as Game of the Year that year. Nobody forget that. What else was that year? Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
Like, dude, those are all really good games too, but they were not on the caliber of this year, in my opinion. I'm talking like this year had genre-defining games. I'm talking Zelda pushes the open world. Starfield is like the most Bethesda-ass game you can play. And that's a good thing or bad thing, depending on if you're a fan of those games. Spider-Man 2 does so much more than Spider-Man 1. In terms of its mechanics and its gameplay and stuff like that. Alan Wake 2 is pushing the survival horror genre. Mario Wonder is now pushing the platformer genre. What else did I name this year? Oh, man, that's not even considering Final Fantasy 16 came out this year. That's not even considering Hogwarts Legacy was this year. Hi-Fi Rush is my favorite Xbox game this year. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy that these games all came out this year, and I can't even say and sit here and say that, like, I don't know what's going to make my top 10. I don't know, because there's so many games this year. I just know there's going to be a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot.
But Mario Wonder is superb. It really... For me, the Mario fan, for me personally, it is more than a 10 out of 10. It really reminds me of why I like the series and why I love the series. And like just puts all that personality back, man. It's that personality that Mario's been missing for years. For years, man. I'm so happy about it. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be that good. Just so, yeah, there it is. I that was my thoughts. I didn't get to talk about it on the podcast, so that there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. It's good.
It's good to hear that. Like, yeah. Well, I guess like when I saw it, I just kind of knew like it'd be a really good one. For example, Mario. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot of games there. I can't even remember all of them at that point.
No.
There's so many.
There's actually way too many at this point.
Way too many games this year.
Too many games.
Like I said, Mark, our game of the year is
Ruins the
going to be
broth.
crazy this year.
It's gonna be very varied.
Very varied.
I think so. I feel.
I mean, Anaya's favorite game this year is Liza P. So
Oh
like,
yeah. Ooh.
I don't know what my favorite game is this year. I have to make the decision. Is it because right now it's between Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Wonder. From what I have played, because if I were to play Baldur's Gate 3, things could have gone different ways. You know what I mean?
I feel bad that I think that I've only really played Tears of the Kingdom like a good sizable amount and no other like 2023 game. I have to check back because like I'm just blanking on like the history there. There may have been like a bunch of other ones.
Final Fantasy 16.
16. Oh. I have to really think about that because like I liked it. I'm not sure if I love. I stopped playing at a certain point. I could not keep up.
But Mark, you kept playing Starfield, didn't you?
I got a decent way through. I didn't do much of the main missions. I was doing a lot of side stuff.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean, you got lost in the game.
I'm sorry, saying a lot.
Basically,
sounds like a good game to me. Just saying. And then everyone's favorite game of the year that we all played together, Redfall. Thank you.
Redfall.
I thought you were gonna say Mario Party 3. I was like, you son.
To be fair, I did hear it got a little bit of love in a patch and it was getting a little bit better.
It needs more. I think
it needs more, but at least they're starting life support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see when it gets there.
Hopefully they can redeem it.
We'll see. But this isn't even we are not even taking into consideration Phantom Liberty. We didn't take that into consideration.
Oh.
That came out this year. Although I kind of feel like the Cyberpunk conversation of Game of the Year should be out of the question.
I heard Phantom Liberty is ballin'.
No, I heard it's damn good. But at this point, it's a little too late. You ain't going to throw that in Game of the Year category.
I think if any of us has played it, I think it has the right to just kind of be like something a mention.
No. I'm saying like for like the awards.
For like the awards.
Us,
fair enough.
Because like in our rule set, we allow DLC expansions because we are all different gamers at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't buy new games. Maybe I get new expansions that come out to my games and I play them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I play older games and I catch up with my backlog. Maybe I am keeping up with new games. There's always we play different games. Like for me personally, I usually do keep up with newer games or try to. So my top 10 is always new games that come out this year. Personally, yeah. But my honorable mentions are games that I beaten, or I also have a retro game of the year, like something I beat from my backlog that I have never played before. That I was like, damn, I really love that game.
That's a good thing, yeah. A backlog.
Or
game
like
of
Justin, you've picked games on your top 10 that you have just beaten. They're not released that year.
Yeah, I have like a more. I guess I have the streamlined game of the year mindset where it's like it should be games released within the year. But last year was kind of like just whatever because this is all I could really like have time for. So I just put them all together, which I think
it's not
in my mind that is kind of unfair for the new games as well. Mm-hmm. So I think I like that idea of just splitting it off.
It's not really like it's not like I want to say I want to have the streamlined mentality like that. I just want to say it's just whatever games you play. It's whatever games you play in the year, that should be your top 10. Like, those are the games you played in this year.
I think that could be, like, a personal top 10, like, of that year. And then there can be just a game of the year talk, where it's, like, it's about, like, the ones they released, like, this year. But, I'm also kind of, like, in between those, like, two mindsets, so, yeah.
And we're not even done. Mario RPG comes out in 2 weeks. WarioWare came out yesterday. Star Ocean came out yesterday. I don't know if I'm just going to mention it, but I don't think anybody's picking it up. Dragon Quest Monsters, the newest game in that series for years, is coming out in December.
I don't know. I think they've been doing lackluster on the promotional department on that.
Very, very. But I'm just saying, like, the year's not done.
It's not done. It might be a fault of the game, which it is a fault of the advertising.
Yeah.
Because I heard last year Dragon Quest Treasures was actually decent, but guess what? Nobody bought it because they didn't promote it. So, but I'm just saying, the point is, the year's not done. We still got releases coming out up until December.
Up until December, dude. Oh my god.
Like, we are not anywhere near done. And then next year's going to be crazy too already. We got starting off the year with banger Nintendo titles. February looks ridiculous. February looks like October this year. Like, that's ridiculous. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Persona 3 Reload, Mario versus Donkey Kong, freaking what was the other RPGs? Oh, they're doing Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 re-release for PS5 that month.
Yeah.
They're doing they're doing another RPG that month. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, stop. February is crazy. In March, we have Princess Peach Showtime. January, we have two games I'm excited for in January. Another Code Recollection and Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Are you kidding me? I can't keep up. Ubisoft, I want to give you the $60 for once. I can't keep up. I don't give Ubisoft $60 too often, but when they make a game like that, I mean, damn. When you actually try...
Guerrilla Games be taking notes. Release dates.
Speaking of Ubisoft, Avatar comes out in December, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
there was like gameplay trailers for that one, right?
It's just Far Cry with Avatar. But the point is, it's,
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, hey, Far Cry's not a bad skeleton to go off of, so
fair enough.
I'm telling you, there's too many. Oh, RoboCop just came out. Apparently it's good too.
Oh. Nice.
The RoboCop game, RoboCop Rogue City. I heard it was good.
I mean, when I saw the trailers for it, I was like, "Damn, this actually looks good."
Nah, the reviews are like, they're like 7 and 8s, but like it's a hidden gem, is what I'm hearing.
That's still good.
That's still good for RoboCop. Like, I mean, damn, they're very on the nose about like the movie references. Like they purposely make sure to recreate the visual style and the look of the movie. It looks really cool. I kind of want to pick it up. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
We can rebuild him better, faster.
I want to fight Ed.
You want to fight Ed?
Yeah, the big old robot that blasts that dude in that one scene. Drop your weapon. You have 20 seconds to resist.
You have 20 seconds to comply.
Oh yeah, 20 seconds to comply. There you go.
Do not resist.
15 seconds, and like, hey, what the? My gun's
10
down.
seconds.
No, just freaking blast them.
5 seconds.
Yep. That scene is crazy. Yo, I saw that movie when I was a kid.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I saw
it. I was like, wait a minute, this movie's rated R.
I think I watched. I was trying to watch classics, so I was probably after I graduated high school. I was trying to check out some of these classic movies I'd never seen.
Crazy.
Like it was like I know two that I had to check out because I'd never seen the originals fully was Predator and RoboCop.
I remember watching Predator a long time ago. That was good. And RoboCop, yeah, because that scene sticks out in my mind like crazy. But when I saw a scene, he got tore up with the bullets. I was like, damn. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be watching this. I just kept watching.
No, you talking about before he's RoboCop?
That and the Ed scene. So yeah.
Because before he's RoboCop, that was gruesome.
That movie is gory as hell.
Like he got shot to shit.
Yeah, that movie is gory, but it's good. That's a damn good movie, dude, man. RoboCop is sick. RoboCop is sick. Yeah, no, that's all my pickups. I had a lot.
That was a lot, dude. Felt like I sat through a movie.
I know. I only have one pickup left, like new pickup left this year. And that'll be Mario RPG. So when the time comes, you know?
Yeah.
But still waiting on some limited run orders. Did you get? I don't know. Did you pre-ordered Persona 3, right?
I did, and 4.
Okay. Did you get the email for Persona 3?
I got.
Oh no, you didn't, because you have the Grimoire edition, huh?
Yes.
Standard edition is going to be shipping in December.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay.
They're actually already in production for it. Like
I think I saw that email actually.
Yeah, I'm upset because I bundled it with another game, so I have to wait.
Ooh, yeah, I was being careful about that.
Rookie mistake, Phil.
Look, all right, shipping is expensive. All right, I had to make sure I get. And I like the funny little puppet game that looks like Mario RPG. So I was like,
Oh
hey, I gotta
yeah,
play it. Yeah.
yeah. That's right.
So I bundled it with that.
Probably cheaper over here considering the headquarters for
Yes.
is like
Because I
really
also got hit with state tax and I get hit with city tax. Like what? Why?
also because
Ooh.
isn't their headquarters literally in North Carolina?
It is.
It's literally right below me.
Yep. So your shipping's probably not even that bad. Mine's is like $7 or $8.
Mine would probably be like $1.
Mm-hmm. Lucky.
Watch locations.
So I always bundle things because I'm like, well, I don't want to pay all the shipping for each order. So yeah.
I gotta pay shipping every time I order DoorDash.
Yeah, I mean we do
Well,
too. That's
yeah,
that's a
technically
common
speaking,
thing.
yeah, we also do that too. And then the
I know.
service
I'm just
fee.
saying, hey, we gotta pay shipping every time we order DoorDash, and it's bullshit.
You mean delivery fee? It's not. It's not shipping.
Yeah, like shipping fee. No, it's typically like delivery fee, like the service fee, and then the actual taxes.
Yep.
And then not to mention the jacked up prices that they do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, okay, hold up.
Hey,
It's the
look,
same.
it's
Hey,
convenience.
nothing special. Hey, nothing special about the food. You literally just order it through here. You don't get to make this item that is this price suddenly more expensive. Excuse you.
Hmm.
And then, whenever I do the order for Persona 4 Gold, I haven't done it yet, but when I do the order, I'm gonna bundle it with this way lies to madness. Is that what the game's called? It's that weird looking game that's like Shakespearean time, but it's Sailor Moon.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a limited run published game, so it's actually one of their own games.
So funny.
Yeah, so is Another Crusade apparently that they're publishing that game like digitally.
Naval Officer Luna.
Okay, it's called This Way Madness Lies. That's what it's called.
You say it's like Sailor Moon, but old, but like that. I was like, Naval Officer Luna. I got it.
Nah, is that what one of the characters is called?
Maybe.
No.
I mean, write
the
that down.
characters are called. It's Imogen, Paulina, Viola,
Not Pauline.
Rosalind, Miranda, Beatrice, and Kate.
Naval Officer Luna would have been funnier.
It's called This Way Madness Lies. It's got like a really old school looking art style, like 16-bit.
Mm-hmm.
Anaya would be all over this game. It's the same developer as Cosmic Star Heroine.
Oh.
And Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
Oh. Yep. It's the title. It is a game.
So it is a game. Yeah.
I thought his would be more like the Punch Out looking one, but slapping.
Oh, do you know who's actually publishing it? It's WayForward.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
WayForward's publishing that. That game looks incredibly
What is
funny.
it called?
Hold on, I gotta look it up.
WayForward.
It's called Slap In.
WayForward slapping something. Just do it for the general search on that one.
Rose and Camellia Collection.
Okay.
It is okay. WayForward announces the Rose and Camellia Collection. Limited Run is doing the physical copy. It's 5 games in one. Apparently, this is a series
Oh God.
that was on PC for a long time. You have Rose and Camellia 2, Rose and Camellia 3, Rose and Camellia 4, and Rose and Camellia versus La Mulana, which I didn't know existed, and I'm even more interested in that title. Because La Mulana is a Metroidvania, so how the hell does that even work?
You slap shit.
you
What?
forget a certain place you slap and you have to go over there.
It's literally Punch Out, dude, but instead of punching, you slap. And 2 different methods of controls. Touchscreen or motion-based only. So just imagine. Whoa! That's crazy, dude. I can't. This game looks incredible. Reflex-based one-on-one battles. Slap, dodge, feint, and counter your way to victory.
Feint.
You thought I was going to slap you with my left hand, but no. Here comes the pimp hand from the right.
Oh, I got you. Ready? 2-player local versus mode.
That's hilarious.
This is incredible. Classy anime style intro and vocal theme song. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember that.
And then make your mark on high society in a story of aristocratic absurdity.
Okay.
Sold. Initially debuting in the early 2000s as a hit online Flash series. Wow. Talk about preserving games. A Flash game on a console? This is cool. I like this. I'm even more interested in this game now.
Thug style, pimp of 1,000 backhands.
Good. It's a good one. That one does look like an Naya game, though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I know it's a way forward, it's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Way Forward's the one publishing it, yes. That's cool. Those are the kind of weird games I like to see. But no, I need to get Persona 4 Golden. They announced that they're going to do a reversible cover for it.
Oh, yeah, I did see that too. That's cool.
And it's the Vita cover, so I'm like, I need it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the new cover on PS4, and then I'm going to use the Switch version for the Vita cover.
Oh yeah, you're double dipping. Whoa. Wait, if you place an order for both standard, would that delay it? But they're the same game.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Careful, Phil. You almost got too much dip on your chip.
Too much dip on the chip.
I'm only double dipping for this because one reason. I technically look at Persona as a PlayStation series. I mean, most of its history has been on PlayStation, and as a collector, that's kind of just how I collect games. Like if I collect like Tomb Raider, for instance, I usually get them on PlayStation.
All right.
That's just how it is. I was like, that's a PlayStation series. Final Fantasy is kind of 50-50. You know, they started on Nintendo, but you know, PlayStation kind of has a lot of them. So I kind of lean towards PlayStation a bit, but my Switch also has Final Fantasy. So it's kind of weird. I don't know how my mind works. Metal Gear Solid, even though I want it on Switch for the idea of playing it on the portable, I feel more comfortable getting it on PS5 because it is a PlayStation series. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird, but that's kind of how I look at it. Like, Sonic, why would I get that on anything but Nintendo? Like, that's just me. I understand that this is a me thing. But Persona...
Sonic's a gray area because...
Exactly.
That's a gray area because it was on Sega.
Exactly. But I also think that Sonic fits very well on the Xbox platform because Xbox essentially was the replacement for the Dreamcast.
Oh.
I was just because when you look at it, it's like, I guess there are some outliers that are in gray area that started on consoles that aren't any of the major consoles now, like which is like Sonic, who started on the Sega.
That's how I feel. Kingdom Hearts, PlayStation.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Wasn't it a multi-platform release though for Kingdom Hearts?
For some of them.
Not until the HD collections.
I thought the first one was on other consoles besides PlayStation.
Well,
Kingdom Hearts 1, PS2 only.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think when we talk about like the collections, they are on multi-platforms, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Back then, though.
And 4 is going to be on Xbox and PS5, so it's like.
Be the same with Crash and Spyro.
Some that are Crash and
Spyro is not anymore, kid.
I was gonna say, like, weren't they originally PlayStation, and now they're like acquired through Activision?
Not anymore.
These are ours.
That's the hard thing about Crash. Like Crash and Spyro in particular are the hardest ones to collect for. Because I agree with you, they're PlayStation characters. Duh, I've had them on PS1.
They were.
But once they hit PS2 era, they're multi-platform. You can get Crash Wrath of Cortex on GameCube. You can get Twin Sanity on Xbox Original. You know what I mean? Like you can get these games on anything now. And now, like I own the Insane Trilogy on PS4 and Switch.
I own my Xbox now too.
I'm going to because I'm
that's where it is now.
So
I'm sick.
I'm sick and I need help, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So yeah.
Well, so I'm trying to think of more characters that are gray area.
No, there's a lot, but you know what I mean. Like the point is, that's how I collect games. So for me, it's like that's just how I'm gonna get the game. Like that's why I double dip for Persona.
Yeah, like Mega Man, for example. It's like
that's so hard to do. So like Mega Man, for me, Mega Man is a Nintendo series. Because
when did the first Mega Man come out, and on what console did it come out?
I think it came NES, so it had Nintendo origins.
Oh, you can slap it on Nintendo then.
So, but here's the problem, Mark. Classic Mega Man series has always been Nintendo, except for Mega Man 8, which was a PS1 game. It's the only one. 9 and 10 came out on WiiWare as downloads, but they also came out on 360 Arcade and PS3
Started
network.
to like spread out, so now
Yeah, but those are the first multi-platform original series. When you talk about X, that's a whole different story. 1, 2, and 3 were on Super Nintendo.
I
4, 5, 6 were on PS1, and then
PlayStation
7, 8 PS2.
for a
So it's
while,
like,
yeah.
and then Mega Man Legends, PlayStation only,
Oy,
except for the first one. That one's on N64.
weirdness.
But you know what I mean? Like, what about Castlevania?
Oh,
Symphony of the Night was a PS1 exclusive. Technically, Symphony of the Night still is a PlayStation exclusive. The re-release is on PS4 only. So you tell me.
When did the first Castlevania ever release on PlayStation?
No, the first Castlevania ever was on NES.
All right, so I mean, again, I would still say it starts with Nintendo roots.
But Symphony of the Night, the Metroid, the one that helped create the term Metroidvania, is a PS1 game, and I think there is a 360 arcade re-release. But other than that,
the fact that the term Metroidvania isn't just from Metroid is like, wow.
it's both.
It's both, because the biggest
dude.
games to create that term was Super Metroid for Super Nintendo and Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Metroidvania.
Yep. But like that's hard because like what I don't know, like I look at like I want Symphony of the Night on my Switch, but it's never gonna happen, so I have the PS4 copy just in case. It's stuff like that.
If history goes to show, Phil might be eating his words soon.
I hope so, Mark.
Because I'm just saying, I don't know why. It's like every time it's happened, you're like, that's not gonna happen for.
I hope so. I hope Castlevania Requiem comes to Switch. I would be the first one in line to pre-order that. Like, I'm not even kidding. I need that on Switch because I feel weird that I have the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, and I'm about to get the Castlevania Advance Collection, and there's that gap in the middle that doesn't exist on Switch. It's killing me. But there's a lot of series that you can keep going on like this. Like that. So for me, it's kind of hard to collect when you're like me, because then you don't know what to buy, and so it ends up being double dip. Like, and then I have these sick obsessions like Doom. Right? I just want Doom on everything.
Oh my god!
I just want Doom on everything. I don't know why. Some of them are the same fucking game. I just dropped the F-bomb for the first time this whole podcast, but I'm gonna use it for this one time.
Phil did it before I did.
I know, I'm sorry.
You did curse though.
Yeah, you've been cursing up a whole storm anyways. The point
I
is,
didn't say the F word though.
All right, fine. I get one F-bomb and I used it. Look, the point is, I'm sick, all right? And I need help. But I buy Doom on everything I possibly can because why? I love the series. And it's literally just the fact of I kind of want, like, I'll be playing a game and I'm like, I'll run Doom a little bit. I don't want to change consoles. I just pop in whatever I have. I hate myself. But I also like to collect older Dooms because those versions are different to each other. There are differences. There's ones that run better than others. There's ones that are curiosities. Now, I shouldn't have to be recollecting Doom games now. Like, they're the same game. Maybe Switch and then the next gen version. But like other than that, like I shouldn't have to buy Xbox and PS4 versions. I'm sick.
It's been the obsession corner with Philip.
Oh god.
Would a man who's sick have a backlog that's getting to be near impossible to get through?
No, I just think that's a healthy obsession.
How many games are in the backlog right now?
I don't know anymore, dog. I lost track after 100.
That's a problem.
I lost track after 100.
Good lord.
Ugh.
Justin, I know you got to over.
I feel like my eyes are rolling to the back of my head right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to pass out. Just thinking about it.
I remember when Justin told, I said, it started at 20. I said, well, after you started doing these pickups, how many have you gotten to? He said, he counted like over 100.
I'm thinking the day I retire, I'm just gonna just gonna play.
That's where
Oh my God.
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's just waiting for you.
But by that point, how many consoles are gonna come out?
Either that, or if we ever have
Indeed.
another lockdown.
Oh, hey, hold on. That lockdown was sick. I got through like 5 RPGs.
Yeah, that was sick.
I'd say, hey, but if we ever get through another lockdown, I suppose that's another thing you could do.
Yes, Phil, that was sick, and so was everyone else.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. I didn't mean it like that. Let me rephrase that. I was the only one that was furloughed, and so I had nothing else to do but clean the house. I finished it, and then I was like, well, what else do I do? And so I was like, okay, Xenoblade Chronicles 2's been sitting on my Switch backlog. Let me just play that. Beat it. Like 75 hours or something, but I beat it. And then I was like, well, I want to start playing East, and that's where I got obsessed with East because I bought East 8. And this is like one of the last copies on Amazon for Switch. So I was like, whatever, I'll buy it. Bought it. It came in the next day. Nonstop.
Change the world. Change your perspective.
Final Fantasy 7 remake, beat it. Like I was just going.
Must have been nice.
Must have been nice.
Trials of Mana remake, beat it. Like I was able to just sit down and beat games. It was awesome. I was just running them. Paper Mario: The Origami King was the last game.
The longest ones.
I mean, that's the best way to deal with it.
If I had the time, of course I was.
I know, but I was like, honestly, what you could have done is just done some short, like the shorter games in your backlog and just blaze through them.
But I can also do that on my only like 1 or 2 hours I have a day to play a game.
You know, I did that until I ran out of short games to play.
There you go.
And it's like they're all RPGs now.
I have a couple of Metroidvanias I can run that are probably like 8 to 10 hours long, but you know, and I appreciate short games nowadays. As an adult, short games are actually really good.
Yeah.
Like Mario Wonder is like the perfect amount of like 100% short game, like 20 hours maybe. That's good. That's a good game.
That has to be like Phil needs more days off.
So do I.
No idea. I have no idea. You have no idea.
One of these days, you should just say, "Fuck it, Colin."
I did that for Zelda.
And there, I dropped my
I did that for 2 weekends straight with Zelda. But one of those weekends ended up in my favor because it was Memorial Day weekend, the weekend after Zelda. And they gave us the Friday plus the Monday. So I had a 4-day weekend, and the Katrina was gone that weekend. So I was...
Free man!
I was playing
the stars aligned.
The hell out of Zelda. I'm talking like, dude, I put an unhealthy amount of time in Zelda. Like the day after it launched, I literally woke up, I made coffee, I went to the game room and sat down, and I was like, all right. Got coffee, I got some snacks. This is all the time.
It's beautiful.
And then I was like,
no clothes on.
No.
He's got undies.
I'm a clean nerd. I put my clothes on. I'm not like
okay, fair enough.
But I sit down and I'm like, all right. And then I get up and I was like, all right, woof. I'm starting to get hungry. I was like, all right, what time is it? 5 p.m.
Sounds about right.
5 p.m.
And I looked down. I was like, there's no way. It's almost 5 p.m. And I was like, no way. And I walked out of the room, and the Katrina was like, wow, finally you got out of that.
Phil came out, what year is it?
I was like, whoa, there's no way. I felt like I only played for 2 hours.
Homie walked out of the hyperbolic game chamber.
Let me tell you, I don't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. Like, my body tells me don't do that. Because I feel like crap when I'm done with that kind of stuff. I did it. And I was like, oh my God. I haven't done that since I was in high school.
Did it feel good?
I'm not that old, but like, damn.
Did it feel good?
It did.
Was it worth it?
I'm not going to say it didn't. I'm not going to say it didn't. It felt great.
Good.
No, I felt like crap after, but it felt great. Like,
you're like, it kind of made me feel like crap, but then again, it was a great time.
Dog, because I literally, I ate, I went back to the room, played till like 1 a.m, and then I was like, all right, bedtime. Slept,
bedtime.
Woke up, repeat.
He came out at 5 p.m. Oh, I feel terrible. I'm going to go do it again.
Yep.
Really?
Was that good. Zelda was that good. Hey, man, I got all the shrines done and everything, and I beat that game. It was fun.
I think one of my next things I want to do is, I mean, I'll still probably keep the job still, but like make that monetary like compensation that could really like let me do things full time if I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I probably should leave my job at that point, but yeah, like, and then
you
like
paid time off.
Yeah, I got some time off. I'm trying to like save it because like there's like a couple trips coming up, so it's like, yeah,
I always request a week in December for Christmas. Like,
yeah.
it's not even Christmas. I do it the day. Like I work until Christmas Eve, and then I'm off until next year.
Literally.
Yeah.
That is dope when you can get that set up.
So I just have that week where like if like I'm not worried about family because they're already gone. It's just
me,
my
the controller.
winter vacation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you, your wife, the controllers, the dogs.
The dogs.
And then I'm just playing. Like last year, I played through a Plague Tale Innocence.
Oh yeah.
That was a cool game to play through that week. And I played something else. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
And eventually, to add to that, you're gonna have your little mijo or mija.
Maybe. What?
Sorry, I just heard something. Like,
oh, is it me?
I saw
I was doing this with my thing. Is it this?
Yeah, it was that. I was like,
It's me.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, what the
I'm
hell?
messing with the little knob on my mic stand.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I think that's it. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
we were on a bit of a tangent this one, but
For sure. We were catching up,
yeah.
honestly. Yeah, I think, I guess we're good to wrap up. So, alrighty, guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 479. My name is Justin.
Mark.
And I'm Philip, and oh my god, Mark got it right this time.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everyone. Here's some more corrections here.